Let's load the game. There we go. It was the king. It was not King Balthazar. Alright, I don't remember any of this. Enter the sheriff's office. Alright.
Let's see. Way at the end, I see a cell, and I can't believe my eyes. There's a dead body. Oh man, that guy must have been rotting away for 100 years.
Oh man. This shirt says breakfast included. Let's see. Is that a stove? It says take firewood from stove.
All right. I don't think anyone will need them to light up the stove. 5 nice logs. Might come in handy.
5 nice items.
I wonder whether that poor devil died inside there, or if he'd already kicked the bucket before they stuck him in there.
No, I'm pretty sure when everybody escaped the town, this guy was just left. Not George here. Seemed very excited about the dead body. A little too excited. Well, I forgot this game moves my mouse around. Liquor store. It says enter the bank.
Whoa! The bank sure is a mess.
Yes, Claude.
I see the locomotive really.
The more items you pick up,
smashed into the bank.
The less of a nerd you are. You should see him by the 3rd game. He's like a jock and like doing push-ups and stuff. It's wild. I need that.
I bet this was J.T. Douglas's desk. BD, Bank of Douglasville, I suppose. Not an item of interest.
In the reception area.
This is really run down. All I see are old papers covered in dust. Then there's that metallic object down there.
Dang, did you know the answer to that? Or are you just saying nice?
I really don't see anything useful, though that metallic object could come in handy.
That metallic object.
Besides that metallic object...
On the bottom shelf. I need the metallic object on the bottom shelf.
Okay, I'll take it. Whoa, this looks like a stapler. Quite rudimentary it is. Definitely a model from the 19th century. I'd better take the staples that were lying next to the stapler. They look similar to the rivets used by cobblers.
Enter the saloon. Viking from Guilty Gear. Enter the saloon. No, hold on. How would anybody know? There's a saloon right here.
Okay, let's make a real Clint Eastwood entrance. Hey, how cool.
North,
An
South,
automatic
and
door opening
Douglas.
system. And they say the Old West was wild and dangerous. Well, well, well. This
Well,
looks like a
well,
botanical
well.
garden.
Botanical indeed. I'll take this flower pot.
Okay. Maybe I'll find something to plant in it. Let's see what I find here. It's a sort of shed stocked with a wide range of gardening tools. Seeds, tools, chemicals, that kind of stuff. Let's see. These pruning shears may be of use.
Pruning shears.
Hey! Hey, pal.
Hi, who are you?
My name's Brian. Brian Basco.
I'm Kevin.
Brian
but Everyone
Basco.
calls me Saturn. Nice to meet you, BB.
BB?
Those are your initials, right? I could just tell you go by BB right away. It was logical, what with your name.
Well,
We've advanced.
to tell you the truth, no one's ever caught.
So tell me, BB, you planning on moving to these parts? Have you spoken with Sushi about this? What kind of artist are you?
No, I don't plan on staying. I'm just passing through.
Oh, well, that's something unusual, isn't it? I mean, not many people come around here just for the heck of it.
Well, I'm trying to find the remains of a Hopi village.
The old Indian village? Yeah, I've heard of it.
Do you know where it is?
Do you have any idea where exactly it might be located?
Actually, I don't, which is odd because I'm quite familiar with the area. I often go out exploring to find raw materials for my inventions, and I've never come across the slightest sign of that Hopi village.
Okay.
Of anyone who could tell me the story of that village?
Let me think.
I look forward to
don't
playing a
know.
game where it
I
doesn't
think
move my mouse
Sushi
around
may have some
randomly.
documents from her great-grandfather. They might mention the Hopi village. Of course, Rutger hasn't got a clue, although you never know. And, Mama Dorita could know something.
Mama Dorito.
What do you know about Mama Dorita?
Well, I've only seen her on one occasion. I got her to give me an appointment to see if she could do something about my lack of inspiration. It didn't work. According to her, I lacked faith. But really, I didn't think swallowing a live spider bathed in coyote brains was going to solve my problems.
I agree.
That story about Sushi owning Douglasville is true then, huh?
Oh yes, the whole town belonged to her great-grandfather. Then it was passed
Are
down
you
from
doing
generation to generation until
commentary?
Sushi inherited it from her father. I met Sushi on the internet through a chat room. We got along really well and became friends quite fast. When she proposed the idea of moving away to this
okay.
town to live at peace with our creative spirits, well, I didn't think twice.
I hope I'm
one more thing.
showing up on the
Yes?
restream.
That thing you're working on is totally interesting.
This ensemble, I assure you, it's not one of my best works. My inspiration hasn't been up to par lately, you know? I just don't seem to be getting any ideas.
Drat.
This workshop's impressive. I see that besides an artist, you're quite an inventor.
Yes, I like to think of myself as a modern-day Leonardo da Vinci. I combine art and science in my creations because both combined are my whole raison d'etre.
Raisin d'etre.
I'll let you get back to your work, Saturn. Au revoir.
Adieu.
All right. Wood and metal device.
I better not touch it. Something tells me I'll screw something up.
I'm 100% sure.
It forms part of that apparatus. Maybe it's some kind of brake.
110% sure.
It forms part of that.
Oh my god.
Forms part of that.
Yes.
I better not touch it.
There we go.
Let's see how in the world this works. Whoa!
Hey,
Whoa.
what have you done? Get your hands off my catapult.
Sorry, I didn't know what it was.
Well, the next time you don't know what something is, don't touch it. You wasted a whole unopened bucket of paint. Damn the day I decided to build that catapult.
Hey, chill out, dude. I won't touch anything else.
I hope not.
I'm here to touch everything else. Dang, we got a lot of repeat questions. No, Klaus just memorized them all.
It's a sanding block. Kevin must have dropped it. All right, better not leave it lying there. I'm sure Kevin will be grateful if I return it to him.
That question shows up a lot. Out of all the Final Fantasy 14 questions, that one and the one about the flower, I think, show up a whole lot. Return to the street. Jump onto
It's
the
too
street.
high.
Oh,
I'd
dang.
rather go down the way I came.
Then go back down there. Question 8. Dragon Warrior 7. I had to like read that 3 times. I was like, wait, no. It doesn't say Dragon Warrior 8. It says question 8. Back out to the street. Inspect the wagon. And you have strong attachment to Final Fantasy 14.
This must have been a supply wagon, because it has some sort of strap attached to an iron ring at the edge. And there are more similar rings at each end of the wagon on both sides. I bet the strap passed through all of those rings over the goods to keep them from moving around on those dusty, bumpy old roads. It's tied to one of the iron rings. I can't tear it off.
Oh, pruning shears.
Okay, I'll cut right next to the iron ring. That way I'll get most of the whole strap. It must be 6 to 8 yards long. I'm sure it'll come in handy.
The heck is a yard? How big is your yard? I used to know a girl who measured things in logs. She would say, oh, my yard's about 12 or 15 logs. I'm like, what? What does that even mean? Go to the abandoned mine.
Oh man, this is the mine that killed Gina.
Oh my god.
I'm starting to... Well, let's not think about that. I've got to concentrate on solving this mystery. I owe it to Gina.
I owe it to Gina.
If I could move that stone away from the entrance, I might find the Hopi village through the mine.
You do what now? Do it right now. Take the oil can. Box.
No, I don't think I'll be needing it. Anyway, it's too big to haul around.
Mining car. Oil can. Does anybody see an oil can? I'm very sad about that. I spent so many minutes working on that. First, I had to actually record it, and I basically just stood up and walked away while it recorded. Then when it got done recording, I had to go and actually find where in the recording it was. Oh, here we go. Oh my god.
I think it's an oil can. A bit heavy, but it may be of some use to me.
Oil can. Where am I? Oh, I already scrolled down. I was like going to scroll down. I was like, none of this looks familiar. Oil can. Mama Dorito's house. Aw, heck yeah. Well, well, well.
This house looks Mexican, and there's a huge guy in the doorway. I don't know. He seems to be keeping guard, but he looks like a nice guy. I'll go talk to him to see what happens.
Hey, friend.
Howdy, partner. What brings you to these parts? What do you want from Mama Dorita?
Mama Dorita? No, look, I'm searching for the remains of a Hopi village. I know it was around this area somewhere. By the way, my name is Brian.
An Indian village?
Yeah, Hopi to be exact.
Well, I reckon there's an old ghost town called Douglasville, and now there's a bunch of hippies living there.
No, I've been through there already. Douglasville is not the town I'm looking for. Thanks anyway, though.
Well, pal, I never heard of any other abandoned villages around here.
Not the
You
one
think
behind
Mama
you
Dorita
either.
could help me?
Sorry, but I doubt it. Mama Dorita helps people with other types of problems.
Other types of problems?
Yeah, she's in contact with the other side.
The other side? You mean she talks to dead people?
Yup, she's mastered the arts of voodoo, soothsaying, and Santeria. And she's a healer, too.
I'd love to meet her. Maybe she might know something about the Hopi village.
Maybe she can
No way.
contact Gina.
Mama Dorita doesn't do that kind of thing. Look for a good archaeologist, pal.
Yeah, pal.
Friend!
Friend,
What's up, kid?
what's your name?
I see you like gum. You're always chewing some.
Oh, that's not gum. It's menthol chewing tobacco. I
Oh.
can't resist it, you know. Helps me pass the time.
What did you do before working for Mama Dorita?
Well, I don't like to think about my past. All I can tell you is that I'm not real proud of some of the things I did. Luckily, Mama Dorita came into my life like a shining light and gave it all new meaning. Now my only mission is to serve Mama Dorita.
Well, I'll just go on my way here.
All right, me too.
Wonder what that's for. Maybe Mama Dorita has a cat and she puts its food there.
Well,
Maybe
better take
reading
it.
This.
Better take it away.
It's made
It's mine
of
now.
clay, and it looks handmade by a local craftsman.
It's mine now. Bucket?
Well, well, isn't that unusual? It's got a hole in the middle, like a donut. Okie dokie. I like it. You'd think it was the work of an artist and not just a rock I happened to find on the ground.
Surprised what? Just kidding. Let's go here, maybe? Oh, yeah.
Wow! That crater
Wow.
is really big.
Wow.
Jeez! Someone's camping down there, right at the edge of the crater. I'll go down and see who it is. Hello?
You listening to Runaway? Oh, it's this
Hey,
guy.
friend. Hi.
Hey, friend.
Yo! Nah! It's impossible! I can't get them to open the door!
Them? Who are they?
Them! You know! Extraterrestrials!
Oh.
Extra
yeah.
what?
Speaking of which, who are you and what are you doing here? Are you looking for them, like me?
No, no. My name's Brian, and I'm searching for an old Indian village.
Ryan? You know the meaning of that name?
No, I don't. What is it?
I haven't a clue. My name is Joshua, and it means liberation. That's something to think about, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. That's real interesting.
I know. Well, now that I think about it, they must have sent you here to help make my communication machine work.
Really, my friend, no one sent me.
Just because you're not conscious of it doesn't mean they didn't bring you here. Either I'm way off here, or just a few days ago, you never would have imagined you'd be here at the foot of this crater, right?
Well, that is true, but it's all because of...
So, I was right. See? That's how they do things. That's something to think about, isn't it?
What? Talk to Joshua.
You know, about what you told me when I arrived.
Yeah? What?
What is the communication machine exactly?
It's all this stuff I have set up on top of the trailer. I built it myself and christened it with the name Communication Machine because I plan on using it to open the dimensional door and come in physical contact with the Trantorians.
The Trantorians. I see.
Why did you tell me to help you make it run? Is it broken?
Yeah, after getting here and setting everything up, I ran into some bad luck. It had hardly been running for an hour when the machine ran out of energy and stopped working. I took off the plate covering the rotor and checked out the battery that makes it spin, but I can't find what's wrong. The battery looks like it's in one piece. I just don't get it. All I can tell is that if the rotor doesn't spin, it doesn't produce energy. And without any energy, the machine is useless hunk of junk.
I'll take it. Let me just put this in my pocket.
How does the machine work exactly?
Basically, the machine is a sort of amplifier that can emit sounds at a specific frequency. It has a keyboard attached with 7 buttons to play the 7 musical notes. Using my telepathic contacts, I have been told that a way to activate the dimensional door is to play a combination of 5 notes at a frequency revealed only to me. Pretty fascinating, isn't it?
How can I help you make the communication machine work?
I'm not sure. The thing is, we need energy for the machine, and the energy is produced when the rotor spins.
What's that panel of spotlights behind there for?
Each spotlight goes with one of the musical notes. When you play the note, the matching spotlight turns on. But the truth is, they don't really do anything. What I mean is, you don't need them to activate the dimensional door. But I saw something like them in a movie, and I thought the communication machine looked much more hip with them.
Well, I'll let you get back to work. We can talk later.
Whenever you want, kid.
Yo, thank you. What was his name? Joshua?
We can place the strap between the back wheel of the motorcycle and the rotor on the communication machine. That way, while the wheel is lifted off the ground, I can start up the motorcycle and make the spinning wheel turn the rotor, providing energy to the communication machine. There's just one detail missing. I have to join the ends of the strap together to get the invention to work.
If only I had, like, a stapler.
Of course! I can use the stapler to join the ends of the belt together. There we go. I only had 3 staples, but I think it'll hold.
Definitely. Mended strap on dirt bike.
All right, let's see if I can put this in place. This looks like a job for Joshua. If he could build that crazy machine, he must be pretty clever with his hands. I've got it. I'll give Joshua the strap, explain my idea to him, and have him get his hands all dirty. Joshua,
Yes?
I came up with an idea to make your communication machine work.
Seriously? That is excellent! Explain it to me, boy.
Look, I thought
Just in
you could place
case.
a strap between the back wheel of the motorcycle and the rotor of your machine. Afterward, we rev up the motorcycle's engine and put it into gear. The wheel will pull on the strap as it spins and...
Oh, yes. I understand now. Great idea, young man. You're not as dumb as you looked after all.
Wow.
Just one thing. Do you have that strap?
I've got it. You'll put it in place, won't you?
Oh, yes. That is right up my alley. Just leave the strap next to the motorcycle, and I'll do it in 5 minutes. The thing is, right when you talked to me, I had just tuned in a telepathic message from Trantor that I simply must decipher before I forget it.
As you wish.
I remember
Don't take too
making
long.
Trantor jokes to somebody. I can't remember who. It was somebody that never played this game.
Well, let's hope he can get this show on the road. I'm dying to check whether my idea works. Oh man, I see Joshua hasn't put the strap in place yet. I'm gonna have to talk to him.
What the heck? What the heck, Joshua?
Joshua,
Yes?
how come you haven't put the strap in place yet?
Look, there is one small problem. Logically, I can't put in the strap without taking apart the motorcycle wheel. And I can't take apart the motorcycle wheel because I need a number 10 wrench, which I don't have.
Oh, brother. Now I get it. I've been such an idiot. I shouldn't have joined the ends of the strap until I put it on the wheel. The bad thing is, I can't cut the strap again and re-staple it, since it'd be too short. What's worse, I don't have any staples left. Okay, Joshua, don't worry. I'll get us a number 10 wrench and bring it to you.
Okay, I trust you, sonny boy.
Oh god, no. Go this way. This music reminds me of Parasite Eve 2. This music was stolen from Dryfield. Ronald McDonald. Very close. Very, very, very close. Oh god.
Hey, Saturn!
What?
You see, mon ami.
You see, mon ami, there's something I wanted to ask you.
If it's in my power to help,
Can you lend me a
Could
number
you lend
10
me a
wrench?
number 10 wrench?
sure. Take it from the set of tools hanging on the wall.
Krauser. Krauser, get the gear.
Getting back to...
Yes?
I'll let you get...
A deal.
Where did he say it was? Get the tool board. Oh.
Let's see. Here on the left are the wrenches. Shoot! Just the one I need is missing. The number 10. Hey, Saturn.
What's up now, BB?
The number 10 wrench is missing.
Impossible. It's gotta be... Hey, wait, you're right. I used it before and left it here in my pocket. Here. Kid, your reflexes are shot, you know? Well, don't worry. The wrench must be down there in the street.
Obviously.
You just have to go down and get it.
Nobody
Yeah.
has stolen it either.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. One time, so I was at my restaurant job. We were putting together somebody's order. And I was standing on the other side of the room, like putting stuff in. And jokingly, I said to someone else, I said, "Yo, toss me the rock." And they threw this like 1 ounce cup of honey mustard at me. I got no depth perception. And so it just like hit me and then just like went all over the floor and like fell underneath, like the container itself fell underneath like a bunch of other stuff. I'm pretty sure to this day it's probably still there because I just like stared down there. I was like, "Why did you throw that at me?" He was like, "You said toss me the rock." I was like, "I got no depth perception." That day I learned not to yell, "Toss me the rock." The end.
I don't see the wrench anywhere.
Because somebody stole it.
Ugh. I'm afraid I figured out where it is. It's fallen into that disgusting trough.
Ah, dun 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 dun.
Hey,
Hey,
perhaps I could be of some assistance.
thank you, Seffi, for joining us today. Thank you for the assistance. Nirm, we constantly got 100s because the health department actually doesn't really check for anything. They check for like 2 things. 1, that you don't have turtles in the restaurant. And 2, that people are not sick and at the job. That's like all they check for. If people have anything less than like a 95, then they had one of those 2 things happen, basically. They don't check for anything. They like walk in and they're like, "All right, is anybody here sick?" And you're like, "No." Like the actual sheet, if you read through the actual sheet, like you lose 1 point for having just disgust everywhere. Like if you just had trash all over the place, like the entire restaurant was just a pile, like a thick pile of trash, you would lose 1 point. It's so messed up. It's really dumb. What are we doing? Inspect the trough.
Rotten luck. The wrench fell right into that spot.
Get it. Pick it up.
Sorry, but I'll have to find some other way
Dang
to
it.
get that out of there.
Where am
'Cause
I?
I am not sticking my hand in.
What was the question? Oh, Dragon Quest 9. Use the flower pot on the street.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
Drop the pot on the trough, and with a bit of luck, the wrench will come flying out. I can't tell if it worked from up here. I need to go down and check.
What? That makes perfect sense. Especially since like half the items are like hidden in the background. You're like, it's like this guy is like, pick up a rag and
Found him? We're searching the compound as we speak, sir.
yo, still haven't fixed it.
They may have escaped.
Thank you, Seffi, for 15 months of reminding me that I need to fix that. Yeah, adventure games are wild without a guide sometimes. Some of them, like, you can make it through all the that's what I like about the Broken Sword games. So you could typically, they actually have, like, you hit the tab key, I don't know if this game has it, and it actually shows all the items on screen that you can click on and stuff like that. So it has, like, little help kind of stuff in case you get stuck. And, I want to say, yeah, the Monkey Island game is pretty good about that too. There's definitely some that are like very friendly for adventure games, and then there are some like this where like the guide's like, this guide will like explain in great detail where items are, because it's like, pick up the rag, and it's like the rag is located like between the weird looking object and this green book thing here, and you're like, or like this on the floor or something like that. See, that's why I like this game, because it's just completely ridiculous. It's like, yo, it worked.
There's that dumb wrench.
Perfect.
It's finally mine. All clean and ready to take to Joshua.
There might have been, I don't remember. I mean, it definitely sounds like... Wait, speaking of games, speaking of point-and-click adventure games that are brutal, King's Quest 6, I want to play that at some point. I don't know if I would play it using a guide or not. I feel like it would be better if I didn't, but at the same time, you can...
What a walk!
You can get
I still
perma-stuck.
have a lot further down to go. Anyway, let's get going.
But I also feel like I've played that game enough that maybe I could get through it. Oh, lamps for new. Well, King's Quest 6, it's like, it's mostly fairly forgiving. Like, as long as you actually remember to get, like, the red scarf before you go into the labyrinth. Like, that's really, honestly, the only, like, you can get super stuck with a bad save kind of thing. Most of the time, it's, like, not necessarily forgiving, but, like, it was a little bit better than, like, say, King's Quest V and earlier. Let's see, give wrench to Joshua. Here you go.
Joshua?
Joshua, I brought you a wrench.
Yes?
I've got the number 10 wrench.
Oh, excellent! Leave it by the strap. I'll take care of it right away. But give me 5 minutes. I was just receiving a telepathic message from Trantor.
Oh, all right, whatever.
A telepathic message from Trantor.
Okay, let's hope Joshua puts my plan into action.
Mm-hmm. Exit and re-enter. Oh god.
Aye! What a walk! And I still have a lot further down to go.
Oh no.
Anyway, let's get going. Great, now the strap is on. Joshua,
Yes?
I see you put that strap on. Did you see if the invention works?
Sorry, kid. We're out of luck. The motorcycle doesn't have 1 drop of gas left.
Just what I needed. Wait, let's not get desperate. We can find some gasoline.
That's what I like to see. Initiative. I know you will get it. And with your help, I'll achieve my goal.
Mm-hmm, gasoline. Alright, I have to pee really bad. Right on schedule. Let's save. Yeah, sure, 14. Hello. Where is the LCC? I hope he's doing okay. I've not seen that guy in a while. Weeks, months, years. Oh no. I won't see him again for like a year. I know. Everybody's playing SMT because apparently they're re-releasing it. I guess. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, I saw like more people are now either playing it for the first time or there was somebody that was doing some challenge thing that I know. Back to Saturn.
Hey, Saturn.
What?
What?
You see, mon ami, there's something I wanted to ask you.
If it's in my power to help.
Can I take that tank you've got over there? It's filled with gasoline, isn't it?
Yes, it's gasoline, but I'm afraid I can't give it to you. You see, when we came to this town, we agreed on a set of rules. One was that we didn't even want to hear about money. Nobody buys or sells anything here. What we do is use the noble old system of bartering. If you want something of mine, you have to give me something of yours in exchange. If what you want is a loan of something that's not perishable, no problem. We're just as generous as the next guy. But if it's something you can't return because using it means it will disappear, well, in that case, you have to give something in exchange. And I don't think I have to tell you that's the way it'll work with that tank of gasoline.
Okay, I get it. And what might I offer you in exchange for your tank of gas?
Look, one thing has occurred to me. You could give me a piece of art you've made. I love collecting works by other artists, you know. It's quite enriching.
Really?
I'll let you get back to your work, Saturn.
What do you think I should give
Adieu.
him? What sort of random series of like things should I combine to give this artist right here? Who would like to take one guess? Is it stuff I haven't even collected? You're correct. Just kidding. It's this this stone. This stone I found right here.
All right. I don't want to give it up, but maybe I can get Saturn to exchange it for the tank of gas. Saturn. Hey, Saturn. I brought you a first-rate work of art. It's a small sculpture I've carved in stone.
What does it portray?
What does it portray? Well, it portrays the fragility of mankind and the savage environment that surrounds us.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought.
It's a lovely piece, and I hate to lose it, but I'd give it to you in exchange for the tank of gas.
Well, I really understand the concept and all, and I like it, but it seems like an unfinished work, like a diamond in the rough. Work on it a bit more, and we'll talk.
Whatever you say, you're the big artist. Shoot, it didn't work.
No, it will work.
Yeah, if I can polish the stone, then maybe Saturn would consider trading it for the tank of gas. It's worth trying. Well, it certainly looks a lot nicer. Let's hope Saturn thinks the same. Okay, let's see if I can get him to trade it for the tank of gas. Saturn! I fixed up the sculpture a bit, and now I think you're really going to be delighted with it. How's this? Museum quality, huh?
Yes, I can distinguish some softer nuances. The man has evolved. His delicacy in the surrounding environment is apparent. But he's trying to camouflage himself by blending in with progress. That's the idea you're trying to convey, am I right?
That's exactly it. You understand my ideas perfectly. So, are you interested in it? You can have the sculpture, and I take your gas tank and...
No, it still appears to be an incomplete work, like a house without a roof. When you achieve total mastery, we'll talk about the deal.
Oh, all right. That's fine. This guy's one hard egg to crack.
I don't even remember where I got this item. Where did I get this amber?
Alright, I don't want to give it up, but if the piece of amber fits in the hole,
I'm guessing the
it
museum?
might be just what I need to give the stone a more artsy look. Let's try it out. Now it looks really cool. Saturn's really gonna like it now.
The Stone of Light.
Okay, let's see if I can make the deal this time around.
The amber? No, the stone was lying out
Observe
there.
my sculpture
But the
now.
amber...
Thanks to your advice, I think I've created a true masterpiece. What do you think?
Oh, the light. The divine element symbolized by light. Of course. In spite of it all, man cannot bear his fragility and needs to create a superior being that gives greater meaning to his existence. That is the point, isn't it?
Exactly, you figured it out. Do we have a deal?
Do one thing for me. Place the sculpture in front of the door to the balcony. The sun will become the final element from which man imbibes the light that shelters him.
Whatever you say.
Yes, truly majestic. Don't move it. That's the perfect spot.
Okay, then I get the tank of gas, right?
Yes, it's yours. Oh, but there's one thing I forgot to tell you. That isn't any normal, everyday gasoline. It's concentrated gasoline that I make myself. In order for it to work, you have to mix it with water. The formula is simple. For every liter of water, you put in 40 cc's of concentrated gasoline. It is vital for the mixture to be exact.
Yeah, and do you have any measuring tubes to calculate the exact amounts?
Well, look, there's one small problem. My 40 cc measuring tube broke the other day, and I haven't bought a new one yet. But don't worry, next to the gas tank, there's a 1-liter bottle and 2 measuring tubes. You can use that to make the mixture.
If you say so. The tank is finally mine. And the bottle and measuring tubes? Let's see if I can use this to make the mixture right.
Alright. Here we go. Alright. Gas tank into 30 cc.
Okay, I'll fill it right up to the mark. There you have it. 30 cubic centimeters of concentrated gasoline.
30 cc into the 50 cc.
Done, without spilling a drop.
30 cc.
Okay, I'll fill it right up to the mark. There you have it. 30 cubic centimeters of concentrated gasoline. Done, without spilling a drop. It's empty now. Done, without spilling a drop. Okay, I'll fill it right up to the mark. There you have it. 30 cubic centimeters of concentrated gasoline. Excellent! Now I have exactly 40 cubic centimeters.
Excellent. Chief Lahan's name. Water tank. Are you a water tank? doesn't say where the water. Oh, this is the water tank. What
I'll
the
ask
heck?
Saturn whether I can have his water. Hey, Saturn.
What?
Need 3 things to draw on a t-shirt, as well as many one-liners as possible.
You see, mon ami,
What?
there's something I wanted to ask you.
If it's in my power to help,
Can I take a bit of water from the machine?
go ahead. You can't say no to giving someone water. Take all you need.
Getting back to what we were...
Yes?
I'll let you get back to your work.
A deal.
All right.
Am I playing TKO? 10
To the mark. Exactly
Chew.
1 liter of water.
killer assassins. 4, hold on. 40 cc's of gas into the water.
Okay. It has just the right dosage, so there shouldn't be any problems. Perfect. Now I've got gas for the motorcycle.
Back to the crater. Bottle of gas.
Alrighty then. Let's fill that tank and see if we can finally implement my plan. Ready. I'll tell Joshua the motorcycle's prepared. Joshua,
What the heck?
Yes?
the motorcycle has gas now, so let's put the plan in motion.
Stupendous! I knew you would not let me down. Let me tell you what we're going to do. I'll take care of starting up the motorcycle. As soon as the wheels start spinning, go up to the switch on the communication machine. Okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay, then go stand by the switch.
Whoa.
It works!
Amazing! We did it, young man. I knew my idea with the strap would work.
Hey, it was my idea.
Hey, let's forget about that. Now, I need you to help me figure out the combination to open the dimensional door. I need you, kid. Don't fail me now.
Well, alright. What do I have to do?
Look, I discovered that the spot where I achieved the greatest telepathic communication is down there, in the middle of the crater. I'll go down there, and you push the keys for the musical note. That way, I will receive telepathic signals which will indicate to me whether the combination is correct or not. The only thing that you must remember is that the combination is made up of 5 different notes. You understand this, don't you? You cannot repeat the same note twice in any combination either.
Got it. Different sets of notes, but without repeating any note twice in a combination of 5 notes.
You are one smart little whippersnapper. Come on, Trantor's people are expecting me. Ready? Hit it, Sonny.
That noise! What a trip! There's an intense light covering the center of the crater. I can't see Joshua.
Brian, this is unbelievable. Just amazing, kid. It's remarkable. Farewell.
Goodbye.
I can't believe all the love I'm taking with me.
But what's going on?
He's going to Trantor. Bye, Joshua. Have fun in Trantor.
That strange noise stopped and the light disappeared. I can't find Joshua anywhere. I'm going down into that crater to see what happened.
He's gone.
Unbelievable.
This music
The only
reminds
thing
me of
Joshua left
The
behind
Longest
is that
Journey.
black mark on the ground and his telepathic helmet. Oh well. I don't think we'll be seeing Joshua again. I hope wherever he may be, he's resting in, well, that he found what he was looking for.
I'll take this.
All right. Joshua won't be needing it any longer. The truth is, I doubt this contraption really improves anyone's telepathic powers, and I don't plan on wearing it to test the theory.
Hanging out with Gina. Outside this game.
Wow. The communication machine stopped working. Well, I suppose the motorcycle used up all the gas.
Yeah, he only gave it 1 liter of gas. Time to steal all Joshua's stuff. Oops. What?
Okay, I don't think Joshua will care anymore. Let's see what I find in here. Yeah, this could be really useful. A flashlight that you can attach to your head, and a climbing rope.
Nice. I like, okay, so this guide says, now, the mine-related portions that close out this chapter can begin. And then there's like 40 steps of things to do. It's like, all right, now you can start working on the end of this chapter. Wow, cool. Turn to Douglasville. I can't believe nobody here remembers Halma. Sushi.
Hi,
What up?
Sushi.
Hi, Brian. How's it going? Did you find out anything else?
I'm working on it. You see, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Shoot.
It's about your great-grandfather's mine.
Sure, what is it?
Do you know your way through the mine shafts to reach the Hopi village?
Me? Not a chance. I've never gone into that old mine.
I thought you might have an old map of the mine.
No, I don't have any maps of it. Let me think. I guess that if a map exists, it would be in the town bank. Probably inside the safe.
Yo, Seffi's time to shine, and she's not even here. She left.
Well, forget about the mine for a minute.
Whatever.
Why did Kevin, Wrecker, and you come live out here?
It was my idea. I felt the need for total isolation so I could devote myself to my greatest passion. They had similar concerns. So here we are.
So, what's
This is
your
how
passion?
Computers and the whole world of technology surrounding
Rapture
them.
began.
I'm pretty good at it, you know?
Hmm.
Hey, there's a dead body inside of a cell in the sheriff's office.
Yeah, it's been there for over a century.
Who was it?
The town doctor.
Hmm.
Apparently, he was a drunkard, and a kid died because of him. He was in jail waiting for his trial when the train derailed.
I see.
Back up a bit.
Yes?
I'm gonna continue on my search. Thanks for all your help, Sushi. See you later.
See ya, and good luck.
Thank you. Goodbye. Go to the bank. Hold on. I don't see a safe. It says enter bank and then leave. Sure, why not? Ew, what does the mermaid
Sushi.
scare off?
Hi, Brian.
Definitely
How's it
not
going?
Cedric.
Did you find out anything else?
I'm working on it. You see, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Shoot.
It's about the safe in the bank.
What about it?
I've been sifting around the ruins of the bank, and I didn't find it anywhere.
Yeah, well, it wasn't on the upper floor. I believe it was in the basement of the bank. You know,
Basement.
to be on the safe side. The bad thing is, the way into the basement was completely blocked when the locomotive crashed into the building.
I'm going to continue on my search. Thanks for all your help, Sushi. See you later.
See ya, and good luck.
Final Fantasy Legend. What a legendary saga. So, I gotta ask Chaos, did you have fun? Did you enjoy doing your runs at the very least?
Hey, Saturn.
What?
What?
You see, mon ami, there's something I wanted to ask you.
If it's in my power to help.
Getting back to what we were talking about.
Did
Yes?
Bix runs go okay?
I'll let you get back to your work.
It's the only
Saturn.
person I've been watching
A deal.
do Saga Frontier, because normally he's streaming Saga Frontier while I'm eating.
Saturn. I found the answer to your inspirational crisis.
Really? What
The
is it?
spirit of
It's
the
a
marathon.
helmet that
It's to go
creates
over
ideas.
overestimate
It stimulates brain activity
so
in
much that they have to
incredible
change
ways.
the estimate.
You'll see. It'll make hundreds of ideas pop into your mind.
Really?
Here, put it on.
Let's see. Yeah, I can feel something. Oh.
What are you feeling there, buddy?
Wow, I've never felt so amazingly inspired in my whole life. I've got to sculpt what will be my greatest work ever. I'm going out right now to get the perfect stone. Thanks, Brian.
So Sephi Chaos
I really owe
speed
you one.
runs
No
both Saga
problem, man.
Frontier and
Oh, now that you
Unlimited
mention the
Saga?
Stone, I wanted to ask you something.
Yes?
Hey, those enormous rocks you use for your stone sculptures. How do you manage to bring them here? Do you have some sort of moving crane?
No, it's much simpler than that. I get the help of Oscar, Mama Dorita's disciple. He's amazingly strong and can move stones that weigh hundreds of pounds all by himself.
Ooh.
In exchange for helping me with that, I give him menthol chewing tobacco that Rutger whips up for me. That big powerhouse just loves to chew tobacco, you know?
Aha! So Oscar helps you out with that. Very well. I don't want to keep
Is
you
there
here.
like
Go
anybody
out and
keeping
find that stone, Saturn.
A deal.
books or whatever on like bets on how many runs actually get mercy killed?
And good luck. Now how about that? In the end, it'll turn out that the helmet actually works. Anyway, I hope Saturn doesn't become like Joshua.
Need this. I'll take this.
Okay, Saturn owes me one anyway. It's very light. I thought it would weigh more. Okay, let's take advantage of the fact that Saturn's out. After all, what you don't see can't hurt you. Here's the deal. I'll move the statue onto the catapult. There we go. Now let's lower it down carefully. Perfect! Now it's placed right where I want it on the catapult.
Let's see here. Let's throw this into the bank.
All right. I hope the statue lands in the same spot as the paint bucket. Let it fly! There we go.
It's a powerful catapult. Look at the statue go!
I hope Saturn doesn't miss the statue.
I'm kind of with Claude on this though, Chaos. It's not really true to the Saga experience if your run goes good. Like, I'm glad that Bix's run went well, but I'm also a little bit sad. It's not the true Saga experience unless everything blows up. I feel like that is Saga speedrunning. Think about the behind the scenes people. You? It says take chewing tobacco. Fried tobacco leaves from the gardening shed.
Ah, yeah. These dried
Yo,
tobacco
Alan
leaves could
Wake's
really come in
agent.
handy.
Francis York. Isn't that cute? But it's wrong. Pudgy guy. The guy. It's the guy that wears the Christmas lights. Chaos, I think that's the wrong game.
Great. Just what I was expecting. A hole is opened up in the floor leading to the basement of the bank. Here we go. I can use the statue as a ladder. Good. I've made it into the basement of the bank, which is where the safe is located, like Sushi said.
Hey, look, it's the safe.
Even though it's an antique, it looks very sturdy and durable.
Oh god.
It's locked. I'll have to use the right combination to open it.
Where do you think we'll get the combination?
Okay,
It's Barry.
ready. It's filled to the brim with water.
Where's the Barry? Hold on. Gotta find the greatest clip of all time. So my laptop's taking like 30 years to load. 4 physical numbers on the ground. Of course. Uh-oh, Claude. Jesse's catching up. Hey, Blackie. Uh-oh. Jesse's catching up. She may have surpassed the compound. Oil can with water. All right, we did that. Jesse's definitely way ahead now. way ahead. Considering the compound was only at like 4 points, I think. Go outside. Second game. Windows 10, stop. Derailed locomotive.
I can't imagine the havoc that locomotive wreaked the day it derailed and annihilated everything in its path. Huh. Reminds me of a model I got for Christmas one year. Yep, it's almost exactly alike. There's the smokestack, and to the left is a spout where you fill the water tank, and further to the left is the whistle next to the engineer's cab.
Train's oil tank. It says water tank.
That's where you put water into the tank. I could try to go in through the hole next to the broken part of the roof, but I'd almost rather go up to the side and enter through the window there.
Great story.
Okay, let's see what's in here.
Oh no.
I think with one big...
Do you ever think about some of the dumb things that have happened in this game? I have to sneeze. Because we're about to do the dumbest thing. Where is this?
Okay, I'll empty the oil can into the tank of the locomotive.
Powerful sneeze. So if you thought we were going to do this, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but like 4 or 5 times, you're right. Here we go.
Okay. Ready. It's filled to the brim with water.
I'm sad we only have like 15 items right now. We have so much more room for items in my inventory. Oops. Oh god. The heck did I just click on? Did anything crash? Okay. I just clicked on capture device.
There we go. Let's fill that tank up a bit more.
What is Malia's dragon's name? And just think, Claude, this game did well enough that they made 2 sequels. This game is genius. 60 plus hours
Okay.
of point-click adventure nonsense.
Ready. It's filled to the brim with water. It's actually very neat.
Now that Blecky's on the board, I wonder if he'll try to overtake Claude or just leave forever. I'm guessing leave forever. Blecky won so many trivias that he's
There we
like,
go.
I don't
Let's
need to
fill
win
that
trivia
tank up
ever
a bit
again.
more.
What's that you say? We should do this again?
Okay.
Okay.
Ready. It's filled to the brim with water.
Excellent. I swear they stole this music from Parasite Eve 2. It's weirding me out. This
There we
is
go.
Dryfield.
Let's fill that tank up a bit more. That's where you put water into the tank.
Wow. Thanks. I lost track of how many of these I've done.
Okay.
Did you ever stop to think, Claude, that it's not Devil May Cry 1,
Ready.
But
It's filled
Devil
to the
May
brim with
Cry?
water.
and that's how it's spelled? And Devil May Cry? The one made by Ninja something? Team Ninja? Devil May Cry Virgil. Alright, it is spelled wrong. Ninja Theory, there you go. Good old Ninja Theory. What Ninja Theory? Oh yeah, they're working on Hellblade 2? Something, whatever that game was. Did I fill this with water? I've lost track.
It's already filled with H2O.
Oh, good. Character doesn't feature. Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Long live Saga 2020. I can't wait for Xenosaga Episode 3 to start. I'm very sad that no Xenosagas made it into Saga 2020. Didn't they make it into Saga 2019? I think at least Xenosaga 3 was in Saga 2019. Because I'm pretty sure Blue Metal ran it. LCC didn't submit it. I thought Blue Metal ran one. Because he was trying to get me to run episode 1, and I was like, LMAO. No thank you. And he was like, come on, man, somebody's got to do it.
There we go. Let's fill that tank up a bit more.
Is it full yet? Sure, it's probably full. Engineer's cab. Use firewood. Wherever I got that from.
Well,
Boiler.
all right. These logs will make first-class fuel.
Throws them out of his chest.
Yes, now is the time. Careful there. I don't want to burn my hand off. Okay, this is starting to work. I don't think the locomotive is working. No, I'd better not take any chances. With the locomotive tipped over on its side,
Oh, wrong
anything
one?
might happen if the machine started running.
Yeah, that would be a shame.
That's the wheel used to increase pressure in the boiler. Okay, I'll turn the wheel once. I don't want to overdo it with the pressure and make the boiler blow apart while I'm in here. Great! Now I think there's enough pressure. I think that's the lever that activates the steam outlet.
Oh, what's that?
Yes, a burst of steam blasted out.
Dang, Nightbot missed his chance. So you had to do all those things for the helmet guy to get the helmet to give to Saturn, put on the helmet to leave his house to get the blowtorch to get this key.
It must have flown out with the steam through the locomotive smokestack. And from the look of it, I bet I know what key it is. I hope the heat from the boiler didn't deform it.
Me too. What the heck is this image? Go to sheriff's office.
I hope the locomotive boiler didn't deform it and it still works. Wonderful! It opened right away. No matter how bad a doctor he was, nobody deserves to die like that.
It's got the best music. The only good song in the whole game. Because the rest of that game has horrible
I don't
music.
think I'll take it.
It's
If
the
I
worst
carry it
soundtrack.
around, people will think it's me that reeks. I should look around anyway, though, in case there's something I might need. Yeah, this stethoscope might be good to have. I'll take this bottle of liniment. It contains mint.
Wait a minute. Stethoscope. Bank's basement. It's never, like, so many people are in love with that soundtrack, and it's never made sense to me. Why? It's got, like, one good song. I mean, I like some of the remix stuff that they did for it in 13.2 and Lightning Returns, but not enough to be like, wow, this is the greatest OST ever.
Yeah, great idea. That always works in the movies. Here we go. Okay, I guess I'll turn the dial slowly, number by number, so I don't miss the right one. I need to pay close attention to the sounds I hear every time the dial moves.
No. No, why?
Ha! That sound was obviously the mechanism falling into place. So the first number in the combination is 85 right.
No, it just made
I
you
should turn
go
dial
all
to
the way
left to
around.
figure out the second
It
number.
started at like 75.
Yes, I've got it. 29 left.
I liked that game at one point in time. Then one day it was bad.
And the third number, 54 right. Cool. I think the door will open now. Let's see what I can find inside of this thing. Well, there are piles of old documents and a map of the mine. Finally, I found it. Let me look it over. Excellent. The site of the Hopi village is marked. With this map, I'll be able to get through the mine shafts. And
Oh
find
my
way
god. That looks interesting.
Even if I end up having to re-enter the combination, I think it'd be better to close the safe.
Why would we save Gina? She's dead. R.I.P. You know what else is dead? The audio in my clip that I posted to Twitter. I'm really sad that sad Runaway theme.mp3 didn't make it through Twitter's wacky algorithm. Yay, Meg! All right. Hannah's Dream is where I quit the game. The last time I played. I reckon the boss in Hannah's Dream is like, it comes out of the paintings or whatever, like Ocarina of Time style, but then like you can't hit it when it first comes out of the painting and like all this other stuff. I spent like 6 hours dying to that boss before I quit that game forever. Never played it again. All right, back to Mama Dorito's house. They use a program called Handbrake more than likely, because Handbrake will like compress things in a really good way. You can make like your video amazing, and then you just run it through Handbrake, and it basically like puts it into Twitter terms. I don't know what other people use, but that's generally what I do. I run everything through Handbrake anyways, just because it fixes the bit rate, or the bit rate. It'll match the audio up with the frame rate. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Visit Mama Dorito's house. Combine the bank stamp and the vessel.
That'd be an odd thing to do.
What? Oh my god. Hello? No, let me out. Yeah, if you ever like look up Handbrake, it's really good. Its icon is looks like some kind of martini glass and pineapple.
I'd better ask Oscar.
Oscar, let me in.
Hey, Oscar.
What's up, kid?
I'd like to see Mama Dorita.
I told you that can't be. She can't help you with your problem, pal. I'm sorry. When you have other troubles, the ones Mama Dorita can fix up, don't you hesitate to come around.
Well,
All right.
Maybe vessel with
that'd be an odd thing to do.
bank stamp.
That'd be.
Yeah. Vessel and bank stamp. Back leaves and lintiment. Back leaves.
Yeah, that way I could prepare menthol chewing tobacco. But I'll need some sort of crushing tool to grind the tobacco leaves so I can mix them with the liniment. Sure, great idea. The stamp is pretty large and durable. I can use it with the bowl to create a makeshift mortar and pestle. There we go. I think it'll work.
That's a good idea, Seffi. Some other game I know did that.
Yes, I think I can use the mortar I've improvised to mash the tobacco leaves in with the liniment. Then I'll have menthol chewing tobacco. Let's try it.
Yeah, Edgelord.
Okay. I think that turned out pretty good.
Edge.
But there's no way.
It's
I'm
actually
trying it.
Edward Vaughn something. Oh, no Phoenix Wright spoilers. He's never played those games. Plan on playing them eventually. Because this guy eats chewing tobacco. This guy right here. We're trying to get past this guy.
Oscar, brought you some of that chewing tobacco you love so much.
Really?
Of course, partner. Here you go.
Thanks a lot, Brian.
No sweat, man.
Thank
That's what
you.
friends are for. And we are friends, aren't we?
Of course we are. I needed that tobacco like a lost man needs water in the Mojave. 'Cause the last shipment Saturn brought me was running out. I owe you one.
Now I've got him wrapped around my little finger.
I'm gonna need you.
Friend.
What's up, kid?
I need your help.
What can I do for you?
Well, it's a huge rock I need moved.
Well, of course. I love doing favors for my friends.
Wonderful. Let's go.
Thank you.
So this is the rock I gotta move, huh?
Yeah, it must weigh a ton. You think you can push it out of the way so I can enter the mine?
This little marble? Of course, partner. Piece of cake.
Easy every
There
time.
you go. Is that okay?
That's perfect, Oscar. Thanks, pal. You're strong as an ox.
No problem. I like doing favors for my buddies. I'm out of here. I gotta mosey back to Mama Dorita's in case she needs me.
All right, guy. Thanks a lot and see you around.
Happy trails. And be careful if you're planning on going down that old mine.
What a nice guy.
That Oscar. What a nice guy. I'm glad he's on my side and not somebody else's.
Enter the mine.
All right. I've got everything I need to walk around the mine shafts until I find the Hopi village. Let's go in. I hope I get lucky for once.
I could also imagine me having a roommate like that.
What can I tell you? Getting over the loss of Gina was really hard. Only one thing kept me going. My strong determination to unravel the whole mystery surrounding the crucifix, which ended up being the key to a sacred crypt. I wasn't too concerned about having to get through that old mine, since I've always loved spelunking, but I wasn't aware of
Spelunking?
the unpleasant surprise waiting for me in one of the chambers.
Mmm.
I see some light over there. Although, according to the map, that's not the exit leading to the Hopi village. Well, I'll take a look anyway. Maybe I can get to the
Spelunking.
village somehow from outside of the mine. Plus, I'm tired of wearing this darn flashlight on my head. Man, finally! I couldn't wait to take that off. Hey, what is this? Oh no!
There's a
I
piece of
can't
paint
stand
stuck
those
to my
disgusting
hand.
beasts.
Get off.
Ah! Bats!
Bats.
Help!
There's a piece of paint stuck to my hand. Get off.
Help!
I mean bats.
I think that's the Hopi village down there.
All right, let's jump.
Eureka! I finally found it. It's not going to be easy to climb down there. The mountain is really steep. The fall would kill me.
Oh, better build a parachute. Wait, so somebody... Oh, Steffi. Me having a roommate like that actually reminded me of this guy. So, when my brother used to work for my dad, he would talk about this guy that worked for my dad that my brother always called Shrek. Because he was just this really big guy with like... He said his hands were like the size of my brother's face. And I think you've seen my brother, he's a big dude. And he said that this guy was a big dude. And he said that like... he's like, yeah, Shrek could just like... pick up anything. Didn't matter how much it weighed. He would just pick it up and put it somewhere else. And if you said to Shrek, you can't pick that up, he would prove you wrong every time. And I just remember him talking about that guy. That guy made me think of that guy. The other guy. These two guys made me think of each other.
Okay. The wood is in pretty good shape. I might be able to use it.
Yeah. Yeah, those things are like 1,000,000 kilograms. They're very heavy. I remember helping... So Mickey Yoshi had a bunch of like the GameStop like demo stations and stuff like they have in like, I don't know, Toys R Us or wherever. And I remember helping move those with her, and they weigh millions and millions kilograms. Makeshift mining tool.
Look
Bow
what was
wow.
hidden under
Bow
the
wow wow.
wood.
Bow wow
It
wow.
must be some kind of mining tool, but the handle's missing. All right. It might be useful to me. If I
Oh,
find a
man.
handle to put on it.
My like 30 items are gone mostly.
I don't like the idea. It's like grave robbing, but I don't have a choice. The bone might be just what I need.
Just take this random
There's
bone.
a little part broken off. I think it's just what I'm looking for.
Combine femur.
Yeah, I think the femur could make a stupendous handle. Cool. It stays on
Da
nice
na na
and tight.
na. There's a nail. Can y'all even see that? There's a nail right there that I have to pull out. How many hours do you think you would spend just wandering around here trying to figure out, being like, I can't, what do you even do? There's nothing here to do. And it's this nail.
Okay, I'll take out the nail.
I love this game because it's so completely
It's
ridiculous.
pretty long, but it might come in handy.
It's so stupid. It's like a work of art. Like just how dumb this gets. Oh my god. Maybe gotten out of the hospital. He just used this large nail,
You
this
won't get
rock,
anywhere doing that.
or this rock.
All right, I'll nail it into some hard ground so it'll hold tight. Ready. I think it'll hold up. Come on. The rope has to be well attached to the nail. Ready. And
All
now,
right.
let's do some rock climbing.
There's no way I'm
No
gonna die.
problem. I was quite the climber in summer camp.
This nerd climbing down. Oh yeah, this is definitely not fall.
Gina!
Oh my god, it's dead, Gina!
I can't believe it. You're alive. How did you get here?
Long story. When I fell down that hole, I hit my head and passed out. I don't know how much time passed before I woke up. When I came to, it was totally dark. My leg was throbbing.
Gina's
I
alive!
went hands and knees through the mine shafts, trying to find a way out. Finally, when I thought I was about to faint, I reached a shaft with light. I could see the sunlight at the end of the tunnel, so I got a second wind and forced myself toward it. When I came out of the mine shaft, the first thing I found was that huge statue back there, and I was scared stiff.
She broke like
But I regained
various
my composure
bones and
passed
stuff.
through all those weird ruins until coming here. I couldn't believe I was stuck in the middle of a rocky canyon with a broken leg. In all truth, I thought my life was over. And that's right where you showed up. Oh, Brian, I've never been so happy to see someone. But tell me, how did you manage to find me?
Well, actually, I came across you by accident. After you fell down
I
that
stopped
terrible
looking for
hole,
you a long time
I
ago.
gave you up for dead. But I swore to solve the mystery of the crucifix. That's what brought me here.
I was like,
These
well, she's
ruins are
dead.
From a Hopi village. And on the other side of this canyon must be the sacred crypt of the Hopis. The crucifix is actually a key that lets you into the crypt.
That's astounding. How did you figure all this out?
I'll give you the full story later. For now, let's get you out of here and have that leg fixed up.
No, wait. I'm sure it was really hard for you to get here. Come on, let's not just leave without unraveling the mystery of the crucifix. I can hold out a bit longer. Don't worry. Please, go to that crypt.
But you need to see a doctor, and that's more important.
No, please, Brian. I owe it to my father. Do it for me.
Well, okay. Have it your way. You just rest and don't move. Save your energy for when we leave.
Okay, Brian. Don't worry about me.
Hey, LCC.
Don't like the look of Gina's leg. I didn't want to frighten her, but it seems like it's broken to me. I'll have to find a way to put a splint on her leg if I want to get her out of here.
I'm pretty
Okay,
sure she knows
I
it's
think it'd be
broken,
best to
Brian.
Find that Hopi crypt first. Afterward, I'll take care of Gina's
Brian,
leg.
Brian, I'm pretty sure she knows she's dying.
From up close, that statue looks even more amazing. That face is really intimidating. Now I know how the earliest miners of Douglasville must have felt when they saw this.
Take this tiny tomahawk. Probably
It's a
doesn't.
tomahawk.
As someone who's
Yeah,
broken a
tomahawk
number
will
of
come in
bones,
handy.
there is a period of
Well,
time
this is no
after
simple
it breaks,
axe. Can
for
also
like
be
a
used
few
as a knife.
hours, where you really can't feel anything. It might be the drugs, though. She didn't have any drugs. Use the tomahawk on the long
Yep,
piece of wood.
good idea.
Good
By
idea.
dividing the wood into 2 pieces, I'll have 2 boards
Oh.
to use as a splint on Gina's leg.
Right. We have to
Ready.
take care of
Pick
Gina.
just the right size.
Right. Anybody see a door? Is that a door? Sometimes you gotta take a whole lot of ibuprofen. Definitely ibuprofen. Now where am I? Now where am I? Ladder? This sounds so stupid.
Yes.
Why would I cut the rope?
From here, I
How
could
are we
cut the
supposed to
rope
get back
pretty
up,
far
Brian?
and get a long enough piece to use as a splint for Gina's leg. Here we go. I'll cut up as high as possible.
How are we gonna get out of here?
Done.
What a genius.
Let's grab the piece of rope I cut off. With this bit, I'll have enough to make a splint for Gina's leg.
It's funny that I know this character more, the manga from FF12. I know them more because of Revenant Wings than I do Final Fantasy 12. Because, like, in Final Fantasy 12, they're just, like, there.
Great. Let's look around and see if I can get a handle on this.
Handle? Where am I?
I bet the sacred crypt is up on the cliff up there. Man, it's not gonna be an easy walk. I can't stand those rickety old suspension bridges. Well, I can't turn back now, so off we go.
I had everything to stint up Gina's leg, and I left. Alright, got everything we got to fix Gina. See ya!
Aha! This must be the entrance to the crypt. And that weird monolith over there must be some kind of door.
Where do I shove the key in?
I don't think that's a good plan.
What?
Yes! That must be the way to open the entrance to the sacred crypt. Bad news. The keyhole in the mouth of the monolith is jammed up with sand, and the key won't go in.
Wow.
Oh, man. I thought this was all turning out too easy. I don't know what sort of plant that is, but the stem has pods growing on it like green beans. Okay, it may be just what I need. couple of those pods are hanging from the branch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it could be used to clean out that sand. Ready. Now I think I can insert the key. Well, I hope the key will go in now.
Da-na-na.
The monolith is moving. I did it! The time has come to uncover the hidden mystery behind all this.
This is it. The moment of truth.
I just keep wondering what I might find in there. The truth is...
Oh, that's a spoiler.
Anyway, here we go.
I didn't get that far yet in the video game. We stopped short of finding out the answer to this one.
I see that you have taken the wise path and managed to reach this place.
Hey,
I knew you would be able to.
Wapuchin? Is that you?
Yes, I am Wapuchum, the last of the Hopi chiefs. Do not fear. Come closer.
If I had finished, we'd know the answer. Everyone but me would know the
What
answer.
are you doing here? I don't get it.
There is nothing
To be fair,
get.
Rydia gives her the name.
Listen, you do not know it, but this is what you have come in search of.
But that's...
I know what it is.
It's a
The
finger
man
in a
who
jar.
came Here brought dishonor to his Hopi blood by hiding it in this sacred place. It is up to you to remove it and distance this rotten seed from our pure land.
Who does it belong to?
I am not the one to answer this question. You must ask the one who brought shame to his race by hiding it here.
That person's dead.
So,
What do you mean, so? I can't ask a dead person.
I
Can
assure
you?
can.
But how?
You must find the path.
Madame
I
Dorito.
know that you will be able to. Now you must leave. But first,
Mama Dorito.
leave the sacred Hopi key here. This sacred place must never again be desecrated.
Okay, I understand. Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Wapuchim. Will we ever meet again?
Someday, my young friend. Goodbye, and may Okiwak's light shine on your path.
Same to you, Wapuchim. Goodbye.
What a nice guy. Brian's so proper. If it was George, George just be like, what the heck?
Whoa.
Or see ya.
I thought I was gonna decipher
out.
the mystery, but far from it. I found an even greater one. We've crossed half the country for a bottle with a finger inside. It is a real human finger, I'm sure of it. Bottled in formaldehyde to preserve it properly. But who in the world does this finger belong to that it would be so important? And there would be so many people willing to kill to get it. And as for finding Wapuchim inside there, I'd rather not even talk about it. This is all nuts! Anyway, I'll eventually think of a plan after we get Gina back and get her leg fixed up.
All right.
I'm afraid we're worse off than before. Who in the world could that finger belong to?
Good question. How do I get out of here? Not this way. Well, that just means you know the letters that are missing are vowels. But nobody would have ever guessed it. Sadly, I didn't finish the game in time. How do I get back? Oh my god. Wait. Ha We didn't get to that part of the game yet. I'm very sorry. Spoilers. Britta takes the young girl that you say, hey, stay here and be a good girl, adopts her as her own child, and teaches her the way of the summoner. The end. Where am I? Rope.
Let me just use the rope to tie the pieces of wood on tight. That'll make a good split. Let's see. Gina, try not to move. I'm gonna put a splint on your leg.
Ow!
Okay, I think it'll work. Gina, it's time to go. We've got to get through the mine. But don't worry, I'll help you. And,
Yes, but tell me, what happened in that crypt? Did you get inside?
yeah, I went in and,
What did you find inside? Tell me.
well, it was all really weird. I'll tell you on the way.
But
Give it a rest. We have a long walk ahead through the mine. We'll have to stop more than once for rest, so I'll have
Kurt
plenty of
Q
time to
from
give
out of
you a thorough
nowhere.
report. Come on, let's go. I think I know of someone who could fix up your leg. You're doing great. Put your arm around my shoulder. Oscar, my friend Gina has an injured leg. Mama Dorita can cure her, right?
Of course. Come on, get in here.
Yay, finally into Mama Dorito's house.
Would you believe? Gina was alive! I was
Oh my God.
flabbergasted to find her after thinking I'd lost her forever.
Me too.
As for the mystery we were trying to solve, we were almost worse off than in the beginning. All we had was a human finger and a bottle of formaldehyde, and that was an even greater mystery than the crucifix itself. Thank goodness I could count on Mama Dorita's help, which was more than just fixing up Gina's leg.
The Indian, the nun, and the
Now
finger.
then, a bit of rest while the mustard plaster I've placed on her takes effect.
Mustard.
And she'll be just like new in a short while. In the meantime, your little girlfriend had better stay here and not move a step.
Thank you so much, Mama Dorita. You are so kind, ma'am.
De nada. You said your name was Brian, right?
Yes, ma'am. Brian. Brian Basco.
Muy bien, Brian. Something tells me you are also in need of my help. What can I do for you? And please, stop calling me ma'am.
Well, ma'am, I mean, miss.
I need to speak with a dead person.
I need to speak with a dead person.
Do you mean speak with the spirit of a dead person? Very well, I can help you with that. However, you must know that in addition to myself, I will need a medium while I perform the call to the other side. Furthermore, experience tells me that it is of the utmost importance for the success of the seance that the person with close emotional ties to the spirit remain present. To spice things up a bit, if you catch my drift, of course, you must keep in mind that you may wish to communicate with the unliving, but the unliving may not wish to communicate with you.
As for the person with close emotional ties to the spirit, there's no problem. That person is Gina.
Very well then, that problem is solved. All we have to take care of is the topic of the medium.
I could be a medium.
I think I could be a medium.
You? I think not. Come closer and look into my eyes. You cannot. Your eyes reveal that you are unprepared to lower your level of consciousness enough to fall into a trance.
If only I had some way to fall into a trance.
Okay, I see what you mean.
I am delighted.
Well, I won't bug you anymore. Goodbye.
Vaya con Dios, Brian.
Alright, I need to take a bathroom break. 21. I need some good music. I think it's all the same. Dragon, Dragoon. Oh, here we go. Hello. What are we doing? Is it the locomotive? I just found out I could get to the locomotive from here. Oh, well, well.
Yes, a burst of steam blasted out.
That's too bad, Claude. It's too bad.
It's a sheriff's badge. It must have flown out the smokestack like the cell key did. Yeah, I can use that. It's not too worn out considering the circumstances.
It was steam cleaned. Wrong one.
Brian, so you made it to the Hopi village, did you? Come on, get up here right away and tell me how you did it.
Okay, I'm coming. How did you
Runaway.
News gets around fast. And I also know you didn't come back from the Hopi village alone. You didn't tell me about the girl.
You see, I thought she was dead, and I didn't feel like talking about it.
Oh, I think there are lots of things you'd rather not talk to me about. Don't you think it's time you told me the truth about how you got here?
Well, all right, but I'm warning you, it's a crazy story.
That's
Oh,
a
don't worry.
crazy
I'll
story.
manage.
She's like, hold on, let me blog about this.
A few days ago, I started...
And then the game goes in an infinite loop.
Tina is at Mama Dorita's house letting her leg heal, while I try to figure out the meaning of a bottle of formaldehyde with the human finger floating inside. That's all. You didn't believe a word I said, did you?
No, you're wrong. I know when someone lies to me, and you weren't lying. Plus, Brian, I kind of like you.
Whoa.
Count on me to give you a hand with whatever you need.
That's great, Sushi. Thanks.
You know what I need? Whatever this object is right here.
Yeah, I may use it.
I can't even see it.
It's been covered with ash and soot by the fire, but it's not in bad shape.
Let's see. Enter the saloon.
That guy over there must be Rutger.
Rutger. I need you to
Hello,
put me into a
Rutger,
trance.
right?
Yeah. And you're Brian, I bet. Saturn's told me about you. By the way, that helmet you gave me is way cool. You wouldn't happen to have another one for me, would ya?
No,
What?
sorry. I only had that one.
Well, if you ever come across another one, keep Mr. Rutger in mind.
Sure thing.
Awesome, man.
What happened to the helmet? Wouldn't know of a
I was
plant.
thinking, you wouldn't happen to know of a plant or something like that that would help a person go into a trance, would ya?
To enter a trance? You mean to trip out, right? I have some knowledge in that area.
Do you think you could prepare me some of that?
I could, but look, I don't know if you're aware of how things work around here.
Oh yeah, I should give you something in exchange. That's it, right?
You got it.
And what might that something be?
I don't know. I don't really need anything. Something I might like, you know.
It's beautiful. Shredder dreams of booty. What is this? It's beautiful. Thank you. Where do I get this actual shirt?
I'll just go on my way, Wrecker. See ya.
See ya.
That's the official shirt of my channel. I'm gonna sell on
Yeah, I think that might be the thing to do.
whatever the website is where you sell t-shirts.
Hey, Wrecker.
Hey, what's up?
I believe I have something you might be interested in.
Let me see, man. Ah, yes. It's a fine Hopi axe pipe.
What?
Very nice, man.
I'm glad you like it. Do we have a deal then? The pipe, in exchange for preparing what we talked about.
Oh, yes. It's a deal. This is sweet as honey. Take a puff.
No thanks. I don't smoke.
Listen, didn't you want some herbal pleasure to lighten you up a bit?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Well,
Brian.
this is the thing. Smoke.
okay. I'm not used to this, so one drag will do. Ugh. I feel dizzy already. I better get out of here fast. I
Straight
believe
to
I'm
Mama
ready to
Luigi's.
act
I
as
mean
a leader.
Doritos.
Let's see. Show me your eyes. No.
You're not there yet.
Could be better, but no.
You
I
need
must say
something
your
stronger,
disposition
man.
for lowering consciousness enough to go into a trance has improved. But you still don't seem adequately prepared.
Well, well, well.
Well, I won't bug you anymore. Goodbye.
Vaya con Dios, Brian.
Oh, God.
Windows have been boarded up.
Rutger, your stuff didn't work.
Hey, Wrecker.
Hey, what's up?
Hey!
That stuff you put in the pipe didn't work. I need something a bit stronger.
More powerful, huh? I think I know what you need. I was just recently studying some old Indian shaman recipes. There is one that the Hopi tribe's medicine men used to use. Have you heard of them Hopi Indians?
Yeah, I've heard something about it.
Apparently, these Hopi medicine men used to make a brew that was mighty strong. They said they used it to help their spirit leave their body and be able to get closer to Kichi Manitou, the Great Spirit.
Mmm.
Just what I need. Can you make it for me?
I'm afraid not. I have all the ingredients except one. The most essential of all. The Yawaskel.
Yawaskal?
Yeah.
The what?
You get it from inside these pods that grow on a plant which grows in this area. The problem is, I haven't been able to find that plant anywhere, even though I've searched throughout the region for weeks. Seems this crazy plant only grows on sacred Hopi lands.
Huh. And do you know what the Yawaskal looks like?
From the drawings I've seen, they're bumpy balls of a dark red color. I've studied the topic quite a bit, and though I've never seen any of those balls myself, I'm sure I could identify one if I saw it.
Very interesting, Rucker. I've got to go now. Let's keep talking about this later.
Sure thing, man.
I forgot he was on his way to Berkeley. Even though he just mentioned it to the girl.
I still have the branch I tore off the outside of the sacred crypt. And now that I've taken a closer look, there's some pods on the stem. Yeah, what luck! I bet that plant I took the branch off of is precisely the one Rucker was talking about. I'll pull the pods off the branch. Done. Now I should open them and see if they contain those famous little red balls. These pods are really hard. There's no way I can open them with my hands. I need something else to tear them open. Okay, let's take one more peek to see what I can find. This scalpel may be just what I was looking for. Now, why would I heat the scalpel? Yes. Using the scalpel, I can open the pods up and get the little Yawaskal balls out. Ugh, that didn't work. These pods are as hard as a rock. Yes, good idea. If I heat up the scalpel, it'll definitely cut better. I'll leave it in there for a few seconds to make it nice and hot.
Good thing the whole thing is made of metal.
All right, that should do the trick. Ow! I gotta be careful. It's burning hot.
Just throw this in my inventory here.
All right, this time the pods will yield to my strength. Finally. Now I've got those silly Yawaskal balls. And just in time. The scalpel's cooled down and is now at room temperature. Good thing I cut through the pods when I did.
Yo, what's Tonic running? Is he speed running Rockman and Forte? In the Saga Marathon? That's a Saga game, right?
Whoa, Rucker's gonna flip when he sees this. Hey, Rucker.
Hey, what's up?
You'll never
Rockman
believe it.
Saga.
What?
I've got some Yawaskal balls.
No way, brother.
Don't believe me? Seeing is believing.
Man, you're right. It's prime Yawaskal.
Told you so. Can you make that Hopi brew you told me about now?
Of course. I'll get right to it.
Perfect. I'll let you work then. Well, a long time seems to have gone by. I think that Rucker
Scarlet
must get that
Grace.
brew
I
ready.
don't remember that one.
Rucker,
Yeah, I'm over here, man.
is it finished?
I have the finished product. And I'm telling you right now, this is some grade A stuff. Those Hopis sure knew what they were doing. If this doesn't put you into orbit, I don't know what will, my friend.
Okay, does this taste bad?
Bad? No way. These guys even made their herbal infusions taste delicious. Drink with no fear, man.
Yeah, I can feel it already. It's as if I were levitating. I'm leaving before the effects get any stronger.
Okay, sir, but I'm drinking the leftovers.
Now I know I'm prepared enough to become a medium.
You don't give up, do you? Very well. Let me look into your eyes. You win, Brian. I think you will be able. Your eyes have revealed it. Good. Your mind is ready. Now, we must prepare your soul.
Prepare my soul?
It is indispensable in case something goes wrong.
What do you mean by that? I didn't think this was dangerous.
And it is not, provided a medium is truly prepared. Believe me, preparing your soul properly will keep you from fear.
Okay already. Fine. What do I have to do?
Kneel before the altar.
Here?
Yes, on your knees. Repeat after me.
Okay.
San Luciano, I pray that you care for my soul while it is absent from my body.
San Luciano, I pray that you care for my soul while it is absent from my body.
Santa Brigida, protect me with your cloak and do not allow the devil to take over my body.
Santa Brigida, protect me with your cloak and do not allow the devil to take over my body.
Jesus, my soul is clean and ready to travel to your side if you wish it to be so.
Jesus, my soul is clean and ready to travel to your side if you wish it to be so.
Enough. Please rise.
Okay, should I bring in Gina so we can get this over with?
Not so fast. We won't be doing it here. We are going to the Well of Souls.
Where?
Do not worry, it's a proper place. Do you see the well to my right? That is the place. Go.
Do we really have to go in there?
Yes, we do. Think no longer and go in. Vámonos. You will see a seat inside of a pentagram. Sit in it and prepare your mind. Oscar will help Gina and me down.
All right, whatever you say.
Where's Chaos to answer this question? Our Xenogears lore
Let's
expert.
begin. Now, Brian, it is important for you to stay relaxed.
Was it really necessary to tie me to the chair?
See, believe me, it was for your own safety, I assure you. Now, stare into my eyes, por favor. All the tension is flowing out.
There's
of
also
your body.
Chaos to
More relaxed,
play
more
Xenosaga
and more
Episode 3.
relaxed. You feel good. Muy bien. I am going to count to 3. And when I finish, you will fall into a deep slumber. 1, 2, 3. We are here to contact a being from the other side. We have the will and the medium. We have the will.
I too am
and the
sorry
medium.
and sad.
The medium awaits in the center of the pentagram. Someone from this plane wishes to speak with that being. We invoke that being with all due respect. We have the will and the medium. Gina, it's your turn. Speak with that spirit. Tell him you want to talk with him.
Johnny the Indian. It's me, Gina. I
Johnny.
need to talk with you. You were about to tell me something and we were interrupted. Now we have a chance to finish our conversation.
Who the heck is Johnny?
It's me, Gina. Please talk to me. Johnny, is that you?
Gina, what the devil happened? Where am I?
The Sandretti's got you.
Yes, I remember. We were talking at the Pink Iguana when those thugs showed up. But I don't remember anything more. Where have I been?
You're dead.
It's dark here, and I'm freezing.
Johnny, look, you're locked up. The Sandrettis locked you into the basement under the storeroom in the Pink Iguana.
Damn them. Gina, you've got to help me. Get me out of here, and I'll take you with me. We'll be rich, kiddo, and we'll live like kings.
So, it's true? You kept the money from the truck heist?
Of course I did. I pulled one over on those bastards. I'll share the cash with you, baby. Just get me out of here fast.
Now's not a good time. There's guards all over the place. I'll come get you out later. But tell me, where did you hide the money? The Sandrettis haven't been able to find a clue.
Of course they haven't found it. Do you think I'm an idiot? Evildoers will never find the money.
You are so sly, Johnny. Where's it hidden?
Yeah, kiddo. Too smart to trust you, too. I'm not telling you one more word. Get me out of here, and I'll give you your piece of the pie.
Okay, all right. I'll come back in a while and help you escape.
I'll be waiting. Make it quick.
Johnny? Johnny?
He has departed. And I must say I don't like what I saw one bit. Gina, you have toyed with a spirit, and that can be very dangerous.
Yeah, Gina.
Don't regret it later on.
Yeah, Gina.
Let us set that topic aside. Brian is exhausted and needs to rest. Oscar, untie Brian and take him to my room. Lay him on the bed and let him sleep as long as he needs.
We didn't find anything about the finger. Or did we? I kind of zoned out. I was thinking about Xenosaga Episode 3. Something about money. I wasn't paying attention at all.
Ow! Gina!
Oscar put you in bed. You've been asleep for nearly 24 hours. The effort of being a medium left you exhausted. Do you remember anything that happened in the Well of Souls?
Enough! Everything seemed like a dream. It was like I was floating above your heads, but I perfectly remembered that you didn't invoke your father.
No, it was Johnny. Johnny the Indian.
That's it. Well, don't you think you owe me an explanation?
Yes, I guess so. Well, here goes. Remember everything I told you about my father's death in the hospital?
Yeah, of course I remember.
Well, it wasn't exactly true.
You mean your father didn't?
No, he's perfectly fine. And he doesn't work for the government, like I said. He breeds sheep in Marion Bridge, Utah.
You lied to me.
You invented all of that?
Not exactly. Let me explain. I really did work at the Pink Iguana, but I wasn't really a singer. I performed in another type of show. That night, when my act was over, I talked to Johnny the Indian, a pretty shady fellow who'd just gotten out on parole. Johnny had had a few too many. He told me he was going to start a new life and that I should go with him. He showed me the crucifix he wore around his neck the whole 4 years he's been in prison and said it was the key that would open the door to that new life. He was drunk and I didn't take him very seriously. I thought the guy was embracing Christianity or something like that. And then the Sandretti brothers showed up. Johnny asked me to keep the crucifix for him and to disappear before they saw me. Everything I told you about my father's death in the storeroom of the Pink Iguana was true, but it wasn't my father they killed. It was Johnny. They interrogated him and beat him to a pulp. I'd heard of the Sandretti brothers and how dangerous they are, but that night I saw it with my own eyes. When I saw them kill Johnny, I couldn't help but scream, so they found me out and I ran as fast as I could down the alley.
But why were they interrogating him? What did he do?
Well, Johnny had just spent 4 years in the slammer for holding up a truck. The whole heist was set up by the Sandrettis. Johnny was part of the group that did the job. In the beginning, the theft was a success, a fast robbery with no deaths or injuries. The money was supposed to be handed over to the Sandrettis in a garage a few hours later, but someone set a trap. The garage was full of cops, and the thieves were arrested. Luckily for them, the Sandrettis didn't show up personally, so no one could prove they were involved. However, they didn't catch all the thieves. For some reason, Johnny managed to get away, and they didn't find him till 2 days later near the Mexican border. More importantly, the money from the robbery never appeared.
What do you mean?
It wasn't in the garage, and Johnny didn't have it when they arrested him. He swore he escaped from the garage without taking a cent. Despite all their investigations, the police never found the cash. From what I heard the night they killed Johnny, the Sandrettis suspected he'd kept the money, and that he was the one who informed the cops and set up the raid on the garage. They thought he hidden the dough somewhere during the 2 days he was hiding out, and that he had let himself get caught, so the Sandrettis wouldn't suspect anything.
You think someone with that much money would allow himself to be caught, knowing he'd be put away for years?
Yeah, if he didn't have any other choice. He knew that if he ran off with the money, the Sandrettis would find out and hunt him down long before the police did. He must have thought 20 million bucks were well worth 4 years in prison.
20 million?
20 million.
20 million?
Johnny thought that by the time he was released, the Sandrettis would have forgotten the whole story, and that he could enjoy a great retirement. But things didn't work out that way. The Sandrettis don't forget 20 million bucks just because, and they were looking for him the day he got out of jail.
So, when the Sandrettis interrogated
So
him,
many Twitch
did they get
subs.
the truth out of him?
No, that animal Gustav killed him too fast, and Johnny never acknowledged having kept the money.
So we don't know if Johnny really even had it.
Oh, yes, we do. He told me so through your mouth during the seance. The bad thing is, I couldn't get him to tell me where he hid the money.
So, all you were really interested in the whole time was getting that money, huh?
No, well, at least not at first.
Get
I was
owned.
just trying to save my life. I had been an eyewitness to a murder and knew that they would snuff me out to keep me from talking. After that, I admit I thought if we found the money, I could start a new life far from the Sandrettis. Is that so terrible?
Depends on how you
Dang,
look
if I
at
had
it.
$20 million,
What I
I'd probably
don't
also
understand
eat a lot of
is
meatball
why they didn't
subs.
knock us off in Chicago when they had us trapped in the museum.
Someone at the Pink Iguana probably told them Johnny had talked to me before they killed him. They must have thought I knew something about the money, and they wanted to get it out of me. Lucky you were so great and got us out of that awful cabin.
Oh, don't suck up to me now. You've been fooling me all this time. I'm such an idiot. I walked right into your trap.
Please, Brian, you've got to forgive me.
Should have just
I
left her
swear
for
I
dead,
never wanted
man.
to lie to you, but I was scared to death, and I was afraid you wouldn't help me if I told you the truth.
Well,
Should have
you're
just
wrong
left her for
there.
dead.
I'm so stupid I'd have helped you anyway. But this is the end of it. I'm leaving straight for California, and you?
No, please. You know they'll kill me. Sooner or later they'll find me and do me in. My only chance is to find the money and use it to start a new life. You know that. Please don't leave me alone now.
No, go back. Go to California.
Okay. I'll help you find that cursed
Dang
money.
it.
And then, I never want to see you again as long as I live.
Don't say that. I really care about you.
Oh,
She's
please.
lying.
Don't play me for a sucker again. I already said I'd help you. Save the sorry act for the theater.
Don't leave me if you don't want to. But I'm being
Ooh.
sincere. Besides, if we find the money, half will be yours.
I don't want a dime of that money.
Do whatever you want.
Well, we know Johnny safeguarded the money somewhere nearby. And no matter how strange it seems, the finger in the bottle must have something to do with it. But where should we start to look?
Look, while you were asleep, I remembered something Johnny told me years ago.
Years ago?
What?
He said that he used to take time off between jobs to spend a few days
How long's she known Johnny?
in Arizona, in an old trailer where he used to live before going to New York. That trailer can't be very far from here. And if we find it, maybe there'll be some clues about the money inside.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Well, I'll start with that and try to find that trailer.
I'm going with you. My leg is much better.
No way. You haven't recovered yet, and I don't want to have to carry you.
Are you gonna
Or
be
be a-
mad at me for the
I
rest
wouldn't
of
want to
your
be
life?
around you.
No, because I plan on removing you from it soon.
Fine, just go alone if my company annoys you.
I'm leaving, but
Oh
don't
my
worry.
God.
I'll be back.
Goodbye.
Look at this guy on the left. What is that? He took a few arrows to the knee. All right. What's next?
I think the first thing I'll do is go see Sushi. I've got to speak with someone I can trust about all of this. Hi, Sushi.
Hi, Brian. How's it going? Did you find anything out?
Actually, I did, but I'm not sure whether I'm too happy about it.
Why's that? What happened?
Everything Gina told me to wrap me up in this mess has turned out to be a pack of lies.
Seriously? Tell all.
Look, do you remember about Gina's father?
Yeah, the poor girl saw them murder him in cold blood right before her very eyes.
Well, forget about the murder. The old guy is living peacefully breeding sheep in Marion Bridge, Utah.
What?
Exactly.
And that's when Gina told me the truth. She can't return to New York because she wouldn't last 2 days. She plans to have me help her find the money that Johnny stole so she can start a new life. I don't know what to do. I'm not interested in the money, but I don't want to leave Gina high and dry either. Besides, my life isn't worth much more than Gina's at this point.
Well, the way I look at it, that money has no owner at this point. It'd be better for Gina to keep it and start that new life than to have it end up in the hands of those awful Sandretti mob guys. As for the bank the money was stolen from, I'm sure it got an insurance payoff years ago, so nobody will lose out.
I don't know. Ever since I left New York, I feel like I've lost control of my life. I'm like a puppet with someone else pulling my strings. They decide what I can and can't do. Sort of like in those computer games. You know what I mean?
Computer adventures? Yeah, I love them. Cheer up, Brian. You know you can count on me for help.
Thanks, Sushi. You're wonderful. Anyway, I gotta try and find Johnny's old trailer. We know it's around
Sushi's
here
great.
somewhere, and I'm sure I'll find clues in it leading me to the money.
An old trailer? I don't remember seeing one, but the truth is that I don't leave Douglasville except to go into the city for provisions. Maybe Rutger or Saturn know something.
Yeah, I'll go talk to them. See you around, Sushi.
Okay, see you soon.
I hope everybody likes sushi. Whoa.
Hello, Saturn. How's it going with the idea blasting helmet?
Hello, BB. The helmet is excellent. Amazing. The only problem is...
So that
the
question
great
is,
sequel.
has a...
What? The statue I had hanging on the crane? It's disappeared. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Me? No, not a clue. It's so odd, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, I hope it's just one of Rutger's little practical jokes.
That question has a
nothing.
Don't worry. I'm sure it'll turn out.
That question has a Easter egg. That is the Easter egg question. In case anybody's ever curious. What are we doing here? Talk to Saturn.
Hey, when you've gone out looking for raw materials, did you happen to see a trailer?
I think I recall seeing an old trailer one time. Yes, but it didn't seem like anyone lived in it. It looked abandoned.
And where was that, Saturn? Don't you remember?
Clyde answers all the
really
questions.
Important.
Well, let me think. That must have been 7 or 8 months ago. And at that time, I was involved in a project for which I needed a large quantity of clay. So I was in search of argillaceous zones. By the way, have I mentioned a simply amazing work? The construction of an exact replica of the city of Florence in the second half of the 14th
Our
century.
statue's missing.
Splendor of
A rock
Florence.
statue.
It's one of my greatest works. You see, I was trying to capture the spirit that...
Listen, Saturn, that's interesting and all, but I'm in kind of a hurry. I'll drop by later so you can fill me in on your great work, but please just tell me where you saw that trailer for now.
All right, I shall. It was on the other side of Painted Canyon Gulch, to the south of Douglasville, about 1 hour away from here.
Okay, I hope I can find it.
You should
An
really
hour
reflect on your life, BB.
in a random
You
direction
always seem to
south.
be searching for something you don't have.
We'll discuss that later, Saturn. See you soon.
Ciao.
Where's my statue? I worked hard on that. It's gone. Somebody stole it. What the heck? Dragon Quest 8. Mmm. That's south?
Okay, let's see if I'm able to find that trailer. Ha! There's the trailer. No doubt about it. That's gotta be the one. Okay, let's see what I find around here.
I only know the final boss of that game. That's all I know about that game. That's the only... I've seen the very intro and the final boss.
It's closed.
Oops.
Impossible. It's locked up tight. Sure. By using it as a lever, I might get that door open. It worked! I'm in. Let's see what I find inside. Ugh! What a stench! The place is a mess. I'd better move fast and get out of here as soon as possible.
Alright, better get out of here.
Okay, I'll just rummage through these papers. This looks interesting. It's an advertisement for a bank. That may be where the money is.
Imagine spending like 20 minutes going through the trailer. Only to not even need to go inside. Outside of opening the door. You're so close, Chaos. You're so close. You're so close, Claude. You're so close.
Sushi, I'm sorry for disturbing you.
No problem.
You think I should have gone to Berkeley instead of getting mixed up in this?
The question is that what you think? I don't think so. You know you couldn't leave this half solved. If you had, you would have spent the rest of your life wondering what would have happened if you'd stuck to it.
I see you're working on the computer, but what exactly are you doing?
She's not doing anything. The screensaver's on.
Well, let's just say I'm especially interested in everything involving the internet.
Oh, you mean you spend all day surfing the net?
Oh no, I assure you I do much more than just surf the net. Do you remember that scandal in the government a few months ago? Because a hacker broke into the system and showed it was not invincible?
Yeah, of course I remember. That was big news. Didn't the hacker leave behind a signature, like Jane something?
Janie Guitar.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, so it was you. You a hacker?
Turning you into the
Sure
police.
am. And to be honest, I think I'm the best of all.
Unbelievable! Actually, despite the pseudonym, I always thought Janie Guitar was a man.
Typical chauvinistic attitude. Well, you should know that there are many females among the most famous hackers in the world. Have you heard of the A-Team?
Of course, those guys have created some major trouble.
Those guys? No. They are two sisters, Alba and Erin, and they're very good friends of mine. Those gals are hot stuff, let me tell you.
I found Johnny's trailer.
How cool! And did you find any clues leading to the money?
I'm trying.
Okay, keep me updated.
Anyway, Sushi, we'll talk later.
All right, see you later.
Sushi!
Hey, Brian. Anything newsy?
Yeah, I found a brochure for a maximum security bank in the trailer. I'd appreciate it a lot if you could investigate it on the internet and find out about the bank.
Sure, that's a cinch. I'm gonna finish a little job I'm wrapped up in, and then I'll get right to it. Leave the brochure on the desk, please.
Okay, thanks, Sushi.
No problem. I'll report back later.
That's too bad, Chaos. That's too bad.
Brian, come on up, fast. I've got some really juicy news.
I'm coming. So, what did you find out?
First of all, I investigated what type of bank the brochure you found is for. It's not any conventional bank. The customers rent safety deposit boxes to keep their stuff in. Money, jewelry, antiques, whatever. They don't have to give any explanation at all of what's deposited inside. And I assure you, the place is a veritable fortress. I need not say that there has never been a robbery or even an attempted robbery.
Then, do you think Johnny put the money there?
Well, it's a possibility. This type of bank charges its customers a fortune, and in turn they pay astronomical taxes to the government in exchange for certain immunity. I mean, the police have no access to lists of customers or the items on deposit. That undoubtedly makes it a pretty safe place to stash money. Using my amazing skills, I broke into the bank's database, but I didn't see the name Johnny anywhere on the list of customers. That doesn't surprise me. If Johnny wanted to hide the money there, I'm sure he was more concerned about throwing the Sandrettis off than the police. But what really gave me a big clue was the security system used at the Mojave Bank. When customers rent a safety deposit box, they receive no key or magnetic card whatsoever. Nothing. What they do is perform a fingerprint analysis.
A fingerprint analysis?
To access the box, they just place their index finger on a scanner for the computer to identify their fingerprint. And then they're let in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're thinking of the bottle of formaldehyde I found in the sacred crypt.
There you go. Then I researched
How do they have
police databases, and I
Johnny's finger?
John Tawangyama. I verified that he showed up dead in a New York alley 2 days ago.
I kept following the lead of his last name, which obviously isn't very common, and I found an interesting bit of info. 4 years back, a woman's corpse floated up in the Green Gila River. When they checked her identity, she turned out to be Sister Juana Buenadicha of the Santa Clara Mission in California. She'd been strangled and thrown into the river.
A nun? No way! How was she connected to all this?
Juana Buenadicha is the name she took when she entered the order. That woman was an Indian, though, and her real name was Mary Tawangyama.
Was she related to Johnny?
It was his twin sister. Guess what was missing from the body when they found it?
I bet it was her right index finger.
Wait a minute.
And whose name do you think the safety deposit box?
Do twins have the same fingerprints?
For 10 years?
Sister Juana Benedicha?
Exactly. It all fits together now. Johnny made his sister rent the safety deposit box at the Mojave Bank and put all the money there. I don't think he planned on killing her in the beginning, but by the end, he was afraid she would betray him while he was in prison. That scoundrel preferred not to risk it, so he strangled his own
What
sister,
the
cut her
F?
finger off, and tossed the body into the river. I guess he thought it wouldn't be hard to disguise himself as a nun and use his sister's finger to take out the money when the time came. Hiding the finger in the sacred Hopi crypt seems a bit unlikely, but I think he was running out of time by then, and he needed a safe place to keep the finger for all of the years he was going to be locked up in jail.
This is wild.
And it seemed like a good solution. I suppose that what he never counted on was that the Sandrettis would get suspicious and go after him the minute he was released from prison.
Good work, Sushi. I'm amazed.
Thanks. Well, I don't think there's anything to stop you from taking the money using the plan Johnny already cooked up. Just to be on the safe side, it would be better for Gina to dress up as Juana Buenadicha. She can put on a nun outfit and use the finger. I don't think she'll have any trouble taking out the cash. These banks are famous for not asking lots of questions.
Sushi, it's only fair for you to get some of the money. You've definitely earned your share. I don't really need it.
No, Brian. You know, I don't like to talk about this, but I've actually got a lot of my own money already. I inherited a truckload and won't be able to spend it all if I live 1,000 years. I'm not interested in money, probably because I've never needed it. That's just me. Don't think twice, Brian. Have Gina get the money and start a new life. You just have to get a nun costume, and that shouldn't be a problem.
Wait, now I remember. When I was in Johnny's trailer, I saw a nun's habit on a hanger.
Evil. I'm sure it was his sister's habit. Well, all the better. Go get that habit and you're ready. But don't leave without saying
Ditch
goodbye.
Gina.
Of course not, Sushi.
Marry Sushi.
Before
Go on
picking
2
up
more
Gina to
adventures.
leave, I'll come by and say farewell. See ya.
See you, Brian.
Or actually just one really long adventure that takes 2 games to tell. Even though the last one was really bad. Johnny's trailer. That's messed up. Why would you kill your twin sister? That's messed up. Alright, I'll take this. Where the heck is the nun outfit? Anybody see a nun? Other.
It must be the habit Johnny's sister used. Okay, but it gives me the creeps to take it. Think of that poor woman killed by her own scoundrel of a brother. I think we're in luck. The habit is just Gina's size. Okay, all set. Now for the money. Hey, I hear the sound of an engine in the distance. I think a car is approaching. It might be dangerous. I'd better hide just in case. No, not now! Those dumb goons, Gustav and Fyodor, they found us!
Here's the trailer, just like Bob said.
Yeah, but I don't think Johnny the Indian was dumb enough to hide the cash here.
I don't either, but we better check. Did you see that? Fresh footprints by the door.
Do you think they belong to that idiot and that bimbo?
They only belong to one person, and by the size of them, they must be his. Something tells me they're close by. They probably split up to try and find where Johnny stashed the dough. I bet they'll come back here, either together or alone.
What if they have the money?
Nah, I don't think so. Plus, finding them in this area won't be that easy. This is a huge desert. Let's do a full search of this trailer and wait for a while to see if they show up.
What if they don't?
Then we'll go out and look for them. And mark my words, we'll find them, whatever it takes. And when we do, they'll wish they'd never been born. Come on.
Wow, wow, wow.
Rotten killers! I've got to do something before those two find us.
Y'all just played the game they were in. Like a week ago. It's known in Russian by what name, Amy? Not what name. What is the Russian name? It was actually specified that it was that specific one. Where are we going? Go to Mama Dorito's house. Yo, I got you something cool.
Oscar?
Keep disputing it,
What's
Chaos.
up, Brian?
Keep
Your
disputing
life
it.
has a new mission. I've spoken to Mama Dorita about this, and she fully agrees.
Well, what is it?
Oscar, you've been named the new sheriff of Douglasville.
Wow.
Please
Wow.
raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Repeat after me. I promise to defend, with my life if necessary, the laws set down in the Constitution of this nation.
I promise to defend with my wife, if necessary, the laws down in that Constitution of this here nation.
And I swear I will do everything necessary to ensure that these laws are not violated and to pursue anyone who might attempt to break them.
And I swear, I'll do things necessary to
But
ensure
you've already
that
played
laws
past this point,
aren't
Chaos.
violated, and to pursue anyone who might attempt to break them.
Perfect. Oscar, I hereby officially name you Sheriff of Douglasville.
Dandy.
Sheriff Oscar,
Dandy.
your first mission has already come in. Listen, you've got to go to...
Hey, what about my weapon?
What?
My sheriff's weapon. What kind of law enforcement official can I be without a weapon?
Yeah, you're right. Of course, your sheriff's weapon. Sorry, I forgot to bring that. I'll go get it. You wait here and I'll be back faster than you can say sheriff. Yes, I know the rifle Sushi shot me with when I got to Douglasville has to be around here somewhere. I know she won't mind if I take it.
May just steal this.
Now this is looking better. So you were saying? What is my first mission as sheriff?
Look, about 3 miles south of Douglasville, there's a couple of guys creating a ruckus and frightening the locals. You've got to stop them and lock them up in the Douglasville jail. But watch your step, partner. These guys are armed and
Oh no.
dangerous.
Don't you worry.
Oh
friend.
no.
In the penitentiary, they used to call me Terminator. I'm going after them.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm sure you can do the job, Sheriff.
Why would you send...
The best thing to do would be to head for Douglasville. And
I'm
wait
glad
there
he
until
trusts
Oscar's
Oscar
completed his mission.
to complete his mission.
From this window, I'll be able to see Oscar when he arrives. Here comes Gustav and Theodore's car. And Oscar is driving. So I guess everything went okay.
Oh, whew.
Yes, he's pulling them out of the car, and he's tied them up hand and foot. What a tough dude. He's grabbed each of them by one arm and is dragging him into the jail. Whoa, he's so buff. I've
He's
gotta
so
tell
dreamy. Sushi, so I stole your gun and
Sushi, good news.
Really? What is it?
Those cursed assassins are now locked away in the town jail.
But how did you manage that?
It was Oscar. I made him the town sheriff and gave him his first mission, to capture those 2 killers.
No way. You're unbelievable, Brian.
That big guy Oscar is unbelievable. By the way, I gave him your rifle so he could carry out his mission. You don't mind, do you?
No, that's okay. Plus, I won't be needing it anymore. Law and order have been brought back to town.
Seriously, this is all good, but it doesn't solve the real problem. Besides, we're not exactly the murdering types. And even if we were, all we'd achieve by eliminating Gustav and Theodore is for the Sandrettis to send more killers after us.
Yep, you're right. We've got to think of something to free us of the Sandrettis for good.
You said it. You know what? I think I'll go and congratulate Oscar and get the pleasure of seeing those 2 thugs behind bars.
no, don't do that.
You coming?
No, not right now. You go, and I'll keep thinking of a plan.
All right, see you soon.
See you soon.
All right. None of this feels safe. Who's gonna protect Mama Dorito?
Oscar, good work! You managed to catch those two bad guys.
Thanks, but I was just doing my job. Those two bandits thought they could beat me with a little gun and some knives.
Yeah, they were really fooling themselves. You locked them up in the cell, right?
Yeah, the things they were carrying are in a jail bag on the desk in the office.
Perfect, Oscar. You're a real professional.
Just doing my work. By the way, Brian, from now on, would you mind calling me Sheriff?
Of course not. It would be a pleasure, Sheriff.
Oh, I thought that said Leonora, and then I was like, that's not the after years. It's not Leonora either.
Hi, guys.
You're the moron behind all this?
Not as much of a moron as you, it seems. This time you've met your match, one would say. Wouldn't you, boys?
You mean that orangutan? He caught us off guard.
He didn't look dangerous with that silly face.
I'd watch my mouth if I were you. If Oscar hears you, I accept no responsibility for his actions.
You're some smart-aleck kid, but you're out of your league. Stop playing funny, boy. You're a dead man.
Yeah, deader than that corpse there behind you.
I don't think you should be threatening anyone at this point. You should be begging. And
Oh my
speaking of
God.
that guy back there, take a good look, because that's how you guys are gonna end up. What a waste of time talking to two killers.
Now they know you're here, you idiot.
Okay, examining the stuff those two guys were carrying around may give us some ideas. The canvas is pretty worn out, but I don't think it'll tear.
Why don't you shut your trap, you Russian retard?
What?
Let me take a look. A gun, 3 loaders, a few knives, brass knuckles, a couple of wallets, and a cell phone. Run-of-the-mill stuff. Sushi.
Rudo's
Yes,
letter.
I brought you everything
Yes.
Gustav and Fyodor had on.
Yes, it is.
Maybe you can use it to investigate on the internet or something like that.
Okay, as soon as I have time, I'll take a look at it.
What?
Leave it on the
At one
table.
point in time
Alright,
in the
it's all
journey, we
inside the
had
jail
like,
bag.
Okay.
I don't know, 30 items in the inventory. I know we had 18 at one point, because I remember Claude being like, all right, you're 10 minutes into this game and you already have 18 items in your inventory. Chop, chop, Master Onion.
Sushi, I'm sorry for disturbing you.
No problem.
Have you taken a look at Gustav and Fyodor's things?
Yeah, but I bet all their papers are fake. I haven't found any information on their past on the internet. Although, well, there is one thing I discovered. Gustav is a total movie fan.
Movies? How do you know?
While looking through his wallet, I found a season ticket to the Film Archives of New York. Can you believe it? That animal is a cinema lover. I don't
What's wrong
want
with
to
that?
imagine what his favorite films are. You know, movies are what I miss most since moving here. In Boston, I used to go 2 or 3 times a week.
You like movies? Oh, I do too. I'm a major movie freak.
Oh, yeah? So tell me, who is your favorite director?
Woody Allen.
He's my favorite, too. I know it's hard to pick, since there are so many good ones, but which of his movies do you like best?
Manhattan Murder Mystery.
Manhattan Murder Mystery.
I love that one. Do you remember the scene where... Hey, wait a minute.
The Spirits
I think I've got
Within.
an idea to solve all this? Just let me think for a minute here, but it should work. Wait, let me organize everything and then I'll explain.
But can't you tell me about your bright idea?
No, I'd rather make sure that we have everything we need first. Come back in an hour, okay?
Seems like it's been an hour to me. Well?
Let me explain. Remember how in Manhattan Murder Mystery they record the husband's voice in order to pretend that he makes a phone call later on?
Yeah, sure I remember.
My idea is to do something similar. We'll call the Sandrettis pretending to be one of the thugs. There's a cellular phone in Gustav and Theodore's things. I've looked through it, and there's a number memorized as bosses, which is undoubtedly the number they call to report to the Sandrettis. We use a more sophisticated system than in the movie. A voice emulation program I downloaded once from a website called The Way Secret and Fully Invincible.
What would we achieve by calling the Sandrettis and pretending to be the thugs?
We'll make them suspect that Gustav and Theodore are intending to keep the cash for themselves.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. How do we do it?
You have to record the thugs' voices so I can enter samples into the program. It'll analyze them and create a filter which we can use on any voice to make it sound like the voice of those killers.
Program is that good?
Guaranteed. Meanwhile, you have to record Gina saying something like, "You lying murderer, you killed him and now you want to keep the money." Gina is on our side, so we can just use her voice. We don't need to emulate it. Got it?
Yeah, but are you sure this is gonna work?
Of course I am. Don't you worry. Just do your part and leave the
Spell
rest
squall's
up to me.
limit
There's
break.
an MP3 recorder on the table. Go get it and record those voices, please.
It's impossible.
I will.
Okay, don't take too long.
It's impossible.
Small and incredibly light.
You did it. Congratulations. I forgot I had that question in there. Where am I going?
Okay, let's do it. Hi guys, how's it going?
What kind of game do you think you're playing, kid? Let us go now, and you might get out of this alive.
I'm starving. Aren't you going to feed us? Then they get better treatment at Shawshank.
By this time, the Sandrettis must be asking themselves why we haven't called in for 2 hours. It won't take them long to send someone out looking for us. Get ready, you worm!
Hey, I think I'm ready to re-enter society. Why don't you let me out so I can integrate and start a new life? The first thing I plan to do is go massacre your whole family.
Why don't
Are you
shut your
correct?
trap, you Russian retard!
Give it a
Whoa.
rest, one eye.
Come on, boys, don't argue. Cellmates are supposed
Somebody's
to
having a
get
gamer
along.
moment in there.
Done. Now I have the voices of those two recorded.
Why don't you shut your trap, you Russian retard?
Hey, they said it again. Stop saying that. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Tricked me, you hussy. Now you're gonna die.
Calm down. You were asleep. You must be having a nightmare.
Yeah, it was horrible. Johnny was rising from his grave to kill me.
There. It's all over now.
Yeah, good thing you got here and saved me from Johnny. You don't look so angry with me anymore.
Well, let's drop that. Listen, come up with a plan for us to keep the money and get rid of the Sandrettis forever. I need to record you saying, "You awful killer! You killed him and now you want to keep the money for yourselves!"
But what for? Explain it to me.
There's no time, Gina. Just trust me. Come on. Let's rehearse once before recording. Let me remind you of the sentence. "You awful killer! You killed him and now you want to keep the money for yourselves!"
You awful lying killer. You killed him, and now you want to keep the money for yourselves.
That was pretty bad, Gina. When you lied to me, you did a much better job. Come on, try again.
You lying killer. You killed him, and now you want to keep the money for yourselves.
Better, but it still doesn't sound real. Try it once more.
You lying killer. You killed him, and now you want to keep the money for yourselves.
Well, it's no Oscar performance, but it'll do. Wait for me to start recording and say it again.
You lying killer. You killed him, and now you want to keep the money for yourselves.
Okay, I'm leaving. There's no time to lose. Get ready. I'll come back for you shortly, and we'll go find the money.
Aren't you going to tell me your plans?
Later, I promise. Right
Plans, mans.
All right, but don't take long, please.
No, don't worry. See you soon.
See you.
Now it's all recorded. I should take the recorder to Sushi ASAP so she can implement the plan.
The plan.
Hey, Sushi.
Hi. Did you get the
Hello.
recording?
Yes, I have it all.
Excellent. Leave the recorder on the desk and give me an hour to organize everything.
Whatever you say. See you in an hour.
Bye.
Bye.
Seems like it's been an hour to me. All set?
All set. Look at this.
Brian, you're a bag of pond scum.
How does it sound?
Wonderful, Sushi. And you said I was unbelievable. You're the amazing one.
Well, it's no big deal. I ended up using Gustav's voice because he seemed like the thug leading the show. We'll make the call using my computer, but the computer has a system that will make them think they're receiving the call from Gustav and Theodore's cell phone. I've also prepared the sample of Gina with a few touch-ups, including gunshot sound effects I added in. Let's go. I hope everything turns out okay.
I'm sure it will, Sushi. I trust you.
Are you sure that's how it ends, though, Claude? Is that
It's about time.
how it all gets
What
solved?
the heck is up?
We nabbed him.
Well, have you got any information out of him?
It's what we suspected, boss. Johnny told that floozy where the money was hidden before we did away with him.
I knew it. So, what about the cash? Do you have it back?
Bad news, Chief. The money's history.
What? What do you mean it's history?
Let me explain, boss. When we got here and found that bimbo and her little friend, we decided to follow them without them seeing us. You know, to see if they lead us to the cash.
And?
And it worked, boss. We followed them to an old abandoned mine. And apparently that's where Johnny hid the booty after the heist. We caught him by surprise exiting the mine with 2 huge trunks. But this stupid mule Theodore jumped the gun, as usual, and shot too soon.
You useless, incompetent donkey!
Theodore missed and they ran back into the mine. We chased after him and trapped him at the end of the mine shaft full of boxes. Boxes of dynamite, that is. I screamed at Theodore, "Don't shoot!" But that dimwit of a Russian had already fired a gunload of bullets. The whole place turned into an inferno in 1 second. We ran out and escaped from the mine by an inch.
Stupid morons.
The whole mine blew to bits with the floozy and that idiot inside. And the money, unfortunately. I'm sorry, boss. The way we left that place, there was no way to get the money out. And
You lying killer. You killed him, and now you want to keep the money for yourself.
What was that? Gustav, you filthy rat! That was the girl who was screaming! Gustav! Gustav! You won't steal a cent from me!
Perfect. The seed has been sown.
Cool. Oh, and thanks for calling me an idiot.
I'm sorry, but it has to be credible.
It doesn't matter. This came off great.
It sure did. Excuse my lack of modesty, but I did a wonderful job here. And you don't even know about the icing on the cake yet.
What icing?
Listen, and try not to fall to the floor and kiss my feet. I hacked into a Swiss bank and created an account under Gustav and Theodore's names with a balance of $20 million. I printed up a receipt from the account and stuck it into Gustav's wallet. It's hidden well enough that he won't find it before the right time. Tomorrow, I'll instruct Oscar to take the killers out of the jail, blindfold them, and take them far away from here. I'll tell him to abandon them on some remote highway, but to make sure he gives them their stuff back first. Either I'm way off here, or the Sandrettis will soon find them. I wouldn't want to be in their skin when the Sandrettis find the receipt from the Swiss bank.
Simply brilliant, Sushi. You never cease to amaze me. The only thing is, I'll have to lend Oscar the thug's car. I thought I'd use it myself to pick up Gina and go straight to the Mojave Bank before having a panic attack, but...
Oh, take it. It doesn't matter. Oscar can just take
Sushi's done nothing but illegal stuff.
Your Hummers?
Amy.
Yeah, I have 3 in the barn, so that's all worked out. Anyway, let me tell you something. I hate goodbyes. I always end up in tears. So I'd rather just stay here by my computer instead of watching you leave, okay?
Thanks for everything, Sushi. I'll never forget you.
Goodbye, Brian. Please come back someday. And send me some email. My address is sushidouglas@hotmail.com.
Of course I'll write to you, Sushi.
Let me just email that person right now. Hotmail.
Sheriff, I've got a mosey. I've got an urgent mission elsewhere. I'm taking the prisoner's car, all right?
Sure. The keys are in the ignition.
About those 2 guys in there, just follow Sushi Douglas.
Why are we taking their car?
He's the mayor of Douglasville.
I'll do that.
See you soon, Oscar.
Adios, amigo.
Why would you take their car?
Goodbye, Brian.
We'll miss you.
He was gay, wasn't he, Mud?
The heck?
It's amazing how Sushi helped me put all the pieces together, isn't it? She's an amazing girl. I picked up Gina at Mama Dorita's house. Her leg had almost totally healed, so we headed for the Mojave
Almost
Bank.
totally healed.
We got there
Over the
at dusk.
course of like
That wouldn't
not
be a
even 2
problem.
days.
Sushi made sure it was the kind of bank where customers can do transactions at any time of day. We were pretty scared, but it turned out getting the money was simpler than we expected.
Well, we needed his car, their car. Well, that doesn't make sense either. Why are we using this car? Let's take this severed finger. Is it wake me up? Wake me up. Wake me up inside.
Can you believe it? There I was, driving a car stolen from a bunch of murderers with a beautiful woman at my side and 20 million bucks in the trunk.
And then what
Las
happened?
Vegas was close by, so we headed that way. We ditched the car and checked into a luxury hotel. Throwing caution to the wind, Gina insisted we get the best room in the hotel, the honeymoon suite, obviously for newlyweds. So, we signed in under bogus names, pretending we just got hitched. Let me tell you guys, that sure made up for the bad days I've had. Gina and I, well, let's just say we had time to get more up close and personal. One
Should have
morning when
stayed
we
with
went down to
Sushi.
breakfast, we read in the newspaper that two guys' bodies had shown up, riddled with bullets in a New York alley. Their description left no room for doubt. It was definitely Gustav and Fyodor. They didn't give any further information in the paper, but I can imagine what went down.
Stop lying, you leeches. Where's the money?
I swear we don't have it, Don Roberto. That tramp's little friend is smarter than we thought. He framed us.
So what about that telephone call?
I never made that call, Don Roberto.
You filthy mutt. Do you think I can't recognize your scratchy betraying voice, you cellar rat?
We aren't lying, Don Carlo. We would never betray you guys. Roberto, perhaps they aren't deceiving us. Gustav and Fyodor are our best men, and they've always been loyal.
I know, Carlo. I know. But unfortunately, loyalty comes at a hefty premium these days. And I guess losing it for $20 million isn't a bad deal. So let's see if your faithful boys have an explanation for this. It was tucked away very nicely in Gustav's wallet.
Hey!
3098-110265.
Hey, nobody laughs at Carlos Andretti to his face. No, Don Carlo, don't do it.
Hey! Damn it, Carlo. If they're dead, we'll never get back the money.
I don't care. We got more than enough dough. The most important thing is that nobody else will be enjoying our money.
Nobody else. Are they okay? No, they were found dead.
Everything turned out all right after all.
I mean, everything turned out all right after
I
all.
felt no remorse for those two killers. I was just sorry the Sandrettis didn't get what they deserved, too. Anyway, even though it was unlikely that the Sandrettis would follow up on the matter, it was safer for Gina to take a long vacation where nobody'd recognize her. The Cayman Islands seemed like the perfect place. Gina insisted I go with her, but well, look, I just couldn't. I'd worked so hard to earn my chance to study at Berkeley. I couldn't just throw it all away.
Go study at Berkeley. F Gina, she lied to you. Get back with Sushi.
We made it. Brian, are you sure you don't want to come with me?
No, Gina. I worked really hard to be able to come here, and I can't just let it all go by the wayside.
Whatever you want. I'm gonna miss you.
I'll miss you, too.
No, like a goodbye kiss or anything?
For the best. This is where I belong.
You could always take a year off and then...
That wouldn't work. Be happy, Gina. See you soon.
I'd be happier with stubborn old you. Goodbye.
Bye, Gina.
Why do I feel like a total idiot?
Where's all your stuff?
What did you forget now?
Well, something tells me you're dying to come with
Oh,
me.
God.
Am I right?
Maybe, but what about you?
What about me?
Are you dying for me to go with you?
Of course. You know that's silly.
Well, now that I think about it, Berkeley's been here for over 100 years, so...
No!
I guess it can wait 1 year more.
No! No. Bad ending. Wait, there's more. The only thing I really like about this game is, well, the music and just how completely ridiculous it is with items. It's like, here, pick up these 30 items that are like mysteriously hidden on screen. I see, I see. So your choices now are, do we play Runaway The Road Adventure 2 or Broken Sword 2? Which sequel do we play? Can't believe you don't want any more Runaway. It's got such good music. And the sequel's great, except I can't remember anything about it. What did I give a review for it on my backlog? Not King's Quest 6. Let's see. I gave Runaway 5 stars. But I gave Runaway 2 only 3 stars. Oh. I would have given it more stars, but it had a bad ending. I don't... I think I wrote my only complaint about this game was the way it ended. I hate when game makers feel the need to do that. I don't know what that means. But apparently the ending was so bad. Apparently the ending was so bad it lost 2 stars. The third game I gave 1 star, and it says, "This is a horrible ending to a series I thought pretty fondly of. I'm only giving it 1 star rating because the music was fantastic. Otherwise, I would have somehow given it 0 stars." I don't have King's Quest 6 installed or available. So your options are Runaway 2 or Broken Sword 2. I don't know if I want to start Broken Sword 2 without Chaos, though. How many questions are left in this? We have 10 questions left. Alright. So we'll start Broken Sword 2, I think, next week. In the meantime, I'm going to participate in trivia.
Surprised, aren't you?
Oh my God.
I know what you're thinking. Ryan's
keeps
the kind
going.
of geek who'd rather be studying at Berkeley than to party with a hot girl. Well, I admit I almost did. But at the last minute, I heard a little voice say something I heard in a movie a long time ago. In the film, the main character reaches the conclusion that there are times in life when you have to know when to say... What the heck?
Lude? Oh, dang, I missed the question.
Hey, darling, can you rub some lotion on my back?
Of course, dear. I'll be right with you. Well, friends, now I must bid you farewell.
Goodbye, Brian.
Duty calls. I hope I haven't bored you too much with this little adventure story. So, I'll be seeing you real soon, okay?
Brian, are you coming?
Yep. So, like I said, friend, see you soon.
See you soon, friend. We're not gonna see him again. Alright, I'm ready for trivia. His name is Brian. BB. I wish I could remember what the second game was about. All I remember was being in an army base for some reason, and then a submarine. Ew, Meg's first name? Meg Gilliam. No, her name's something like Margaret. Mar